Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to beautiful Flathead Field in the northwestern corner of the greatest state in America, Montana. My name is Scott Gladstone. So excited to bring you another edition of Pioneer League Baseball live from Flathead Field. Today we have the Glacier Range Riders and the Great Falls Voyagers facing off. Glacier last week officially eliminated from playoff contention, so there will be no historic run for a trophy in their inaugural season. But today and this week, they can play spoiler to the Great Falls Voyagers. I'm going to explain all the playoff scenarios that involve the Voyagers, and they are closely keeping an eye on scores around the league, so we're going to do the same, specifically one that is just finishing up in Billings, Montana. Until then, we're just about finishing up these starting lineups, so we're going to get right into some baseball here. Don't go anywhere. It is PBL baseball coming up on YouTube. Range Riders and the Great Falls Voyagers. Don't go anywhere. Tune in and stick around for the national anthem.
And join Joe Stevens in the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Joe Stevens.
A beautiful national anthem sung by Montana and Flathead Valley local Joe Stevens. Thank you so much for that. And bringing us in to the third to final game in the Pioneer Baseball League season here in Flathead Field. There is a full week of baseball between these two squads, but after Wednesday, baseball will go cold for the winter in the Flathead Valley. My name is Scott Gladstone. So excited to bring you these three games between the Voyagers and the Range Riders. Let me go through the starting lineup for the Great Falls Voyagers. Mcconnell leads off for the Great Falls Voyagers. He's a newbie, the first time he'll see the Range Riders this year. Malik will bat second. Braden Daniel, a usual leadoff man, has found himself in the three-hole. Derek Colbush will bat fourth. Michael Deeb fifth. Hesse will bat sixth. The bottom three are de Guzman, Polanco, and Loera. This is a Great Falls squad with everything to play for. Let me set the stage before I talk about the pitcher that they'll be facing off against. The stage, well, it looks like this. Missoula has clinched both the first half and the second half crowns in the North Division. What that does is that puts everybody else, not Missoula, not Grand Junction, which won the second half of the South, and not Ogden, which won the first half of the South, the other 7 teams, it puts them into a wild card race. The best overall record gains the 4th and final playoff spot here at here in the Pioneer League. How that looks right now: Billings 48-40. They sit in first place in the wild card standings, 2 games ahead of Idaho Falls, who sits in second place, and 1 game behind them is Great Falls. That means Great Falls needs to make up 3 games over the course of their final 7, or could be up to possibly 8 games that Great Falls could play. Billings and Idaho Falls are taking each other on right now in Billings, Montana. That game was an early start, and it was in the top of the 8th inning last time I checked, with Billings leading by 2. We are just about ready to play baseball. First pitch, we are underway with a called strike into Mcconnell. Count goes to 0-1. Noah Barros, the starting pitcher for the Glacier Range Riders tonight, and in a season where there has been some struggling for different Glacier players, Noah Barros has stuck out as a player that has risen above some of those struggles. Noah Barros on the season is in contention for the ERA, the best ERA in the league, and a big part of that is because he's been such a workhorse. He's at 89 innings pitched. You need 95 to qualify for the best ERA in the league, and that is a number that is hard to come by pretty much everybody. We'll see Matt Thomas on the other side as a starting pitcher for the Great Falls Voyagers. That's swung on. It's a foul ball. Count is 1-2. No outs here. Top of the first, just underway at Flathead Field in front of what I believe is going to be a record-breaking crowd here at Flathead Field on a beautiful Labor Day. 7:05 p.m. first pitch. There's another swing and a foul ball from Mcconnell. Mentioned when I said the lineups that Mcconnell is making his debut against the Glacier Range Riders for 2 teams that play each other over 30 times this season. It is rare for a guy this late to see somebody for the first time, but Mcconnell recently signed from Erskine College, the Delray, Florida native, in his rookie season. We'll see a ball outside and low. The count goes to 2-2 for Mcconnell, who's playing right field for the Voyagers today. Misses low. We go 3-2 for Mcconnell, trying to work a walk in his first at-bat against Glacier. Check swing. Appeal over to first. Said that he did not go.
Batting second, number 19, the center fielder, Jake Mallett.
Count goes to 4-2, which means a walk for Mcconnell to start it off. And as I'm looking through the stats right here, according to the stats, that was just the 10th plate appearance for Mcconnell this year. Actually, the 12th, and his 3rd walk as a professional. Up comes Jake Mallett. First pitch, it's Jake Mallett. And Mallett will get to scamper to first base after being plunked.
Number 9, the left fielder, Braden Daniel.
Not an ideal start for Noah Barros. Barros on the season has been a very solid member of this Glacier squad. He was essentially starter 1B for the Range Riders in the early going, with Logan Van Way getting the day 1 start and being kind of the 1A starter. We get a throwback to second here. What a play! What a play from Drew Sims, as Mason Dennison took a hard hit there from Mcconnell sliding back into the base. Let's take another look at that play. So you can see maybe a little bit here that they faked a double steal. You're going to at least see Mcconnell. He started to run there. They were stunting that double steal, and then the throwback, the dime from Drew Sims in there. And then obviously rolled up on a little bit more in slow-mo here, as it does look like Dennison's going to stay in the game and be okay. But they started that pump, and maybe they were just dropping the sacrifice bunt, but pulled out, and it was called a strike as well. And then you see maybe that foot is in there in time from Mcconnell. That's probably what he was arguing. But to no avail. So it's a strike and then a throw out at second. Call it 2-6 on the throw out. This one's popped up into the air, but it's foul. So now one out. And a runner on first in Jake Malik. And Braden Daniel, the number 3 batter, behind 0-2. Noah Barros on the mound, a rookie out of Holy Names University, originally from the state of Arizona. And like I said, leads this squad with 89 innings pitched. This is his 15th start, and he has an 8-5 record. That pitch goes low and in. Count goes to 1-2. Swing and a miss. Noah Barros with a strikeout of Braden Daniel, and he has got 2 down, 1 on first. And Derek Colbush stepping up to the plate. Derek Colbush, the designated hitter today. The defensive alignment for the Glacier Range Riders. Behind the plate, Drew Sims. Over at third, Eddie Mccabe. Mason Dennison at short. Ryan Cash at second. Brody Wofford at first. The outfield from left to right is Brant Broussard, Ben Mcconnell, and Ryan Cole. Pickoff attempt over to first, unsuccessful. No tag applied by Brody Wofford, the aforementioned first baseman. Glacier Range Riders playing on a Monday here. They, last Monday, 1 week ago today, received their first ever loss on a Monday. That means their record on this tough first day of the week for some is 3-1. First pitch misses. Count goes to 1-0. To some discussion from the crowd here. Barros trying to work through at the blank. Pickoff attempt over to first has Wofford up to reach it quite a bit. But he was able to grab it. Count stays at 1-0. Malik, decent wheels over there on first. And speaking of, he runs. Foul ball. Count is 1-1 now. Top of the first here. Runner on first in Jake Malik. Derek Colbush at the plate. 2 outs for Barros versus Colbush. An ERA of 5.06 with 78 strikeouts for Noah Barros. The franchise record in a lot of different categories, including wins, losses, innings pitched, ERA, and strikeouts. 1 strike away from a strikeout as that one goes down Main Street. Count goes to 1-2 with 2 outs. Barros sets on the mound. Gets the sign from Drew Sims. A glance over his shoulder at Malik. 1-2, 2 outs. The pitch coming in to the left-hander Colbush from the righty Barros. Swung on and missed. Noah Barros, a shaky start with a walk and a hit by pitch, but not too shabby. Drew Sims gets the throw out at second, and then 2 Ks from Mr. Barros. We head to the bottom of the first. It is 0-0 between the Voyagers and the Range Riders. Back here, we are in the bottom of the first. It's Matt Thomas taking to the mound. The former Trinity Tiger steps in, right-hander in his second season after pitching for the Great Falls Voyagers last year as well. And the first batter he will see is the Texas native, Ryan Cash. First pitch swung on, fouled back by Cash. Rest of the lineup for the Glacier Range Riders looks like this. Brant Broussard bats second, Dean Miller third, Brody Wofford fourth, Eddie Mccabe fifth, Ben Mcconnell sixth. The bottom three are the catcher, the right fielder, and the shortstop, Drew Sims, Ryan Cole, and Mason Dennison. Thomas sets on the mound, fires. The 0-1 turns to 1-1 as that one misses outside. Off the plate for Cash. Matt Thomas this season, an 0-3 record. According to what I have, 7.13 ERA. Foul ball. Count goes to 1-2. I have him at 29 strikeouts and 23 walks. But I'll tell you what, just looking at that doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. I feel like maybe it's just me that's seen a ton of Matt Thomas. As another foul ball keeps it at 1-2. He had a 5-year career at Trinity University, a 5-6 record over that time, 6.24 ERA, 10 saves, as he was used mostly as a reliever in his college time. Only 5 starts as a Tiger down there in San Antonio. Another foul ball. All 3 of those hit the exact same part of the net. 3 pitches in a row that are foul ball carbon copies of the last. Matt Thomas from the same neck of the woods as Noah Barros. He's from Scottsdale, Arizona. This one's hit on the ground over to first, fielded by the first baseman Michael Deeb, who beats out the run from Cash and turns him down on the one unassisted. Up comes Brant Broussard now. Broussard, the former LSU Tiger, stepping in here. Like Cash, he has been a day one guy. An OG, as they call him. If you're not familiar with where Noah Barros is from, I mentioned he's from Arizona, but specifically he's from Prescott Valley, Arizona. Specifically, that's what his hometown is listed as. Called strike to Brant Broussard. Count goes to 0-1. And if you're not familiar with the layout of the greater Phoenix area, as that one misses and the count goes to 1-1, well, I can tell you that Noah Barros is kind of a far-reaching, at least Prescott Valley is about an hour and a half north of Phoenix, and according to Google Maps, an hour 34-minute drive from Scottsdale, Arizona. So same neck of the woods is a broad sense. Count is 1-2 for the Scottsdale kid to the Baton Rouge, Louisiana native in Brant Broussard. Swung on, hit on the ground, and I believe that hit into the ground and then back up into his bat. So that's why it was called foul immediately. Count stays at 1-2. If you don't know about Trinity University, you're probably not a Division III fan, but you should know that Trinity University, first of all, for all sports, they are a pretty phenomenal school in the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference. There's a called strike, and Matt Thomas has got himself his first K of the day. Dean Miller steps up now, the designated hitter. But on the baseball diamond, Trinity is well known for their prowess. Often NCAA tournament participant. However, they do get a lot of competition in the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference. There's lots of good baseball teams there. Texas Lutheran, and I believe Centenary won it this past year. But Trinity did not keep them out of the NCAA tournament. They are continually good. And Matt Thomas's brother, Joel Thomas, actually also is a pitcher for the Tigers currently, or maybe just graduated. Listed as a senior on the roster this past year. Who knows with those COVID years? Count is 1-1. 1-1, 2 outs into Dean Miller. Thomas sets to fire. Miller holds off, and it's a called strike. Count is 1-2. The seats, all 2,500 of them, packing in pretty quickly here. As like I said, expected a record-breaking crowd here on this Labor Day Monday evening. 1-2 with 2 outs. Swung on and missed by Miller. Both pitchers get through their first inning clean, and both pitchers have 2 strikeouts. The Arizona natives on the mound looking good. We head to the second inning, 0-0. Back here, we're in the top of the second inning. The Great Falls Voyagers and the Glacier Range Riders tied at 0-0. Good time to take a check on that scoreboard. Mainly, I don't do it this early, but it is of note because we have 3 final scores. As Tommy Thompson said before the game when I told him that I knew that Missoula beat Boise, who cares about that score? It was 5-4. Missoula beat Boise, and it's a called strike to start off Michael Deeb's at-bat. Count goes to 0-1. Northern Colorado beat Ogden 5-2. Again, a game that doesn't really matter. Ogden's eliminated, or Ogden has made the playoffs, and Northern Colorado is eliminated. Swing and a miss makes it 0-2 on Deeb. But the game that does matter, because it involves the 2 other teams fighting for a playoff spot, Billings has defeated Idaho Falls. That puts Billings a clean 3 games up on the Chuckers, and it puts them 3.5 games up on Great Falls. The Voyagers fairly crucially need to win this game to keep pace and stay within striking distance of the Billings Mustangs. This one's hit over to first, fielded by Wofford. Wofford will throw to Barros, who tags the bag for out number 1. Charlie Hesse now steps in. Charlie Hesse made his professional debut against these Glacier Range Riders here at Flathead Field. It was an unsanctimonious debut, but I'll tell you what, he was celebrating nonetheless at the end of the night with 1 out, bases loaded, top of the 9th, down 3. He came up and struck out to get the second out of the inning, but it was Braden Daniel that followed him up with a 3-run triple that tied the game, sent it to the knockout round, which Colin Runge would eventually win for the Voyagers. Foul ball, count goes to 0-1. Speaking of Runge, he is a notable exception from this starting lineup. Have no idea specific purpose for that. Obviously, we're at the end of the season. Lots of injuries. And as that one's a called strike in there and the count goes to 0-2, you can never really know. Coaches, especially me, they're never going to tell me kind of what the full story is. Well, Nick Hogan, the manager of the Range Riders, sometimes tells me the full story, but I can't always share all these full stories with you. 0-2. Called strike 3. A beautiful punch-out pitch from Noah Barros, and you got to continue to tip your cap every time he catches. Drew Sims, one of the best in the business at framing pitches, and that one might have been a little off the lower outside corner, but, oh yeah, according to the true strike zone here, it just missed the zone, but I think Drew Sims helped make that one look pretty for our home plate umpire. Now on to called ball. Count goes to 1-0. Chino de Guzman steps up now. De Guzman on the season batting .266, and he's got 5 home runs and 26 RBIs. Now one misses clean off the plate, and it is 2-0. On deck is Lucas Polanco. Not guaranteed to see him this inning as we got 2 outs in the top of the second. Nobody on for Chino de Guzman. Barros steps off the mound. Barros, so notable for that long flowing mane that he's got popping out the back of his hat. Had that same haircut all year. Pitch misses inside. Count goes to 3-0. As somebody who also is known for his long flowing mane, it's not Mason Dennison, who you just saw walk in front of the camera with his glove in his mouth. 4-pitch walk for de Guzman, so will not be a clean 1-2-3 inning as de Guzman gets on first for Polanco. But like I was saying, somebody that's known for his long flowing mane, you can see him on the right of your screen there, and you can't really see the hair coming out of the helmet as much. You see him to lead off the next inning, so that might be a better time to fully get into it. But I did get a guarantee a couple weeks ago from Brody Wofford. If he said the Range Riders went on a run and made the playoffs, he guaranteed me that he would shave his head. The Range Riders are officially eliminated, so that does mean that the flow is safe for Wofford and those who are a fan of the Wofford flow. 0-1 after a foul ball from Lucas Polanco. Polanco on the team. 187 batting average and 2 home runs, 13 RBIs for the Voyagers catcher. Pitch misses low. Count is 1-1. Noah Barros just hit his 30th pitch of the ball game. Off speed that he's throwing in there comes in around 80 to 82 miles per hour. One. On the ground, runners going, and it is safe at second. Tough pitch for Drew Sims to try and get de Guzman on, and de Guzman maybe read it well and swiped it well. Stolen bag gets him to second. A 2-1 count with 2 outs. Can Polanco come up big here and possibly drive into Guzman for his 14th ribby of the season? 2-1, 2-out pitch coming in. Misses up high. And the count goes to 3-1. Fernando Loera is on deck. Loera, a rough start to his professional career. It took him a while to really get unchained, as when he was here a little over a week ago, he was unable to get his first hit of his professional career, but this past week he's gone on a tear. There's a called strike. Count is full for Polanco. Fernando Loera, the man on deck, up to a .370 batting average, 10 for 27, and he's got 3 doubles, 3 RBIs. Will he get 2 on and 2 outs? Or will he have to wait till the third to see the plate? 3-2, 2 out. Barros, a glance at second. A long one. And eventually turns, glances again, and fires. Misses low. Polanco will walk. Up comes Loera. 2 walks this inning, a stolen base as well. But that possible punch-out pitch, an 89-mile-per-hour fastball that just missed off the lower outside part of the plate. Now Loera, originally from Las Cruces, New Mexico. And one of the few guys that has made his jump to the pros directly from JUCO ball. Last played at Pima Community College. First pitch got a flinch out of Loera, but it missed his high. Count goes to 1-0. That fastball comes in about 88 to 90 miles per hour from Noah Barros. 1-0. That one smacks the zone. Count goes to 1-1. Runners on first and second in a 0-0 ball game. Fernando Loera at the plate with 2 outs here, top of the second inning. Great Falls, not necessarily in a must-win scenario yet, but they certainly would love a dub. Swing and a miss. Barros ahead 1-2. He's been made to work this inning. That was his 20th pitch of the frame, but could get out of it clean with one more strike. Mcconnell on deck. Malik in the hole. Swing and a miss. Noah Barros out of a little bit of a jam. We head to the bottom of the second, still 0-0. Back here, we are in the bottom of the second inning, about to see the first pitch into Brody Wofford. It's a swing and a miss from the Glacier first baseman. And again, I mentioned the flow. You can see it a little bit better there than you could on that initial widescreen. Sorry, that's not me controlling that, to be clear. I'm not trying to make you lose your mind too much. That one misses low and outside. Count goes to 1-1. Matt Thomas worked through the first inning very quickly and very efficiently. A ground out and 2 strikeouts. That one misses. Count goes to 1-1. Due up in this half inning, it's Brody Wofford, Eddie Mccabe, and Ben Mcconnell. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 2-2 here with no outs. Leadoff batter Wofford up. Matt Thomas, a 6'1", 230-pound right-hander. And like I said, played 5 years at Trinity University. Misses up high. We go to 3-2. One of the reasons that he picked Trinity, besides the great baseball team, was obviously the fact that Trinity is a solid school academically as well, and he showed his potential there. Was a two-time All-SCAC selection. This one is hit deep to left field, but it is caught by the left fielder in the form of Braden Daniel. This one swung on, and that's going to be down for the first base hit of the game for either side. Eddie Mccabe, first pitch swinging and into center field, and one is on with just one out here in the bottom of the second. Eddie Mccabe continues to sting his former team that traded him away all the way back at the beginning of July. Up comes Ben Mcconnell now. First pitch in the dirt. A clear ball. Count goes to 1-0. That one swung on, and a foul tip makes it 1-1. Make it 1-2 now, another foul ball. 1-2 count, one out. Bottom of the second, runner on first in Eddie Mccabe. See him right there. Tanner Solomon, our first base coach today, at least for the moment. Got the start on Saturday in Missoula. Called strike three. And we got two gone in the bottom of the second as Matt Thomas responds to allowing his first hit of the game very well with a punch-out pitch. Drew Sims back on the plate after he's been behind it for the top of the first and top of the second. Now finally makes his way up in the bottom half of this inning. First pitch misses low, lost in between the legs of Polanco, but he gets to it quick enough where Mccabe decides to stick to first. The 1-0. Swung on, hit well, but it's going to be sliced foul down the right field line. Came off the bat with good sizzle for Drew Sims. Exit velo of 97 miles per hour off the 92 mile per hour fastball. But like I said, launched it just a bit too late. And the count is 1-2. That one swung on and missed. Actually, it was 1-1. Now it is 1-2. 1-2, two outs, runner on first. Sims about to receive from Matt Thomas. The pitch nearly hits the body of Sims. Count goes to 2-2. Drew Sims, affectionately known as Hollywood to the Glacier Range Riders fans here, was born in Hollywood. That one swung on, ripped past the dive of the shortstop to Guzman. And a base hit for Drew Sims makes it 2 on with 2 outs. Up comes Ryan Cole. Ryan Cole, the last time he stepped onto the field here at Flathead Field, it was against these Voyagers, and it was with the bases loaded and 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. He walked off the Range Riders last Sunday, a week ago yesterday. First pitch almost hits Ryan Cole. Count goes to 1-0. One of the most impressive things about that walk-off hit from Ryan Cole was not necessarily that he had the walk-off hit, but that afterwards you get that huge rush of adrenaline, the celebration with your team, the fans, a great crowd here on a Sunday, and he sat around and signed autographs for, I'd say, 30 to 45 minutes after that game. Every single kid that came up to him, he was more than happy to oblige, signing his name. And that's the great thing about minor league baseball and the great thing about a lot of the athletes at this level. Swing and a miss from Ryan Cole. He's behind 1-2 right now. Runners on first and second. Mccabe, good speed at second. And the players on the base paths will be running on contact with 2 outs. Swung on, foul ball. And we stay at 1-2. Like I said, this is no doubt a record-breaking crowd. Every time I look over at the concession stands, the line is absolutely packed. Preparation from our staff from top to bottom, whether it was a concessions worker, a parking attendant, or one of the vice presidents or the owner, was impeccable for this series. Trying to make sure that, one, we are prepared and ready for the sizable crowd that's going to come out to Flathead Field, but 2, make sure that we finish this season off as best as possible. And I'll tell you what, I see a lot of smiling faces looking down there as that one hits the bat, I think, of Ryan Cole. He kind of, I think that one might have gone off the nub of the bat. Let's see if we got that replay. Yeah, I think that one did go off the nub of his bat. Huh. It was a foul ball. And the count goes to 2-2. Swing and a miss.
On the second, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on.
Maybe it wasn't a foul ball. The runners moved up at some point. All right, well. All's well that ends at 0-0, right? We head to the third. It is nobody scored to nobody scored.
And Logan on the first.
Cal Bokina leads off this half inning. Top of the third here. The reason that Mccabe and Sims were able to advance was there was a balk called at some point. I missed it, clearly, but there was a balk called and so that's why runners were at second and third, but it was all fruitless as they were stranded there. And we have time called here by Mcconnell. Mcconnell against Noah Barros is 0 for 0 as he worked a leadoff walk. Flinched there, did not go. It was in the zone. Count goes to 0-1. Noah Barros, 38 pitches through his first 2 innings of work, 4 strikeouts and nobody across. A fair workload for him in the early going, and that'll be good as that one is hit just beyond Mason Dennison, and the first hit against Noah Barros is a base hit from Cal Mcconnell.
Number 19, center fielder, Jake Mallett.
Also, to be clear, if the Mcconnell family is watching from Delray, Florida, I went down and asked the coaching staff of the Voyagers exactly the pronunciation for Mcconnell, and I was told about 3 different answers, and eventually they settled on Mcconnell. I don't know how much they were screwing with me by giving me those couple answers, or how much they actually had some hesitation about the actual pronunciation of Mcconnell's name, but I'm going with Mcconnell until somebody tells me differently. First pitch to Jake Mallett is a ball, low and away. Count goes to 1-0. One-0 pitch coming. Swung on up into the air. Brant Broussard, the left fielder, will chase it until he can't chase it anymore. It's a foul, out of play. Count goes to 1-1. Ends up with a fan down there. Twitter's freaking out on me at this moment, so I apologize if somebody's trying to get live updates. Oh, and now it just logged me out. Weird, man. Weird from the Twitter machine today. Pickoff attempt over to first, and nearly got him, but he is back safely. Mcconnell is. 1-1 is still the count. There's a foul ball. Count goes to 1-2 on Jake Mallett. Mallett got plunked his last time up. All right, Twitter's back with me, so I will be sending out live tweet updates, but most likely you will not be paying attention to those if you are watching this game. 1-2, swung on, sliced foul. Another. I see Justin Coleman and Kevin Kyle giving a standing ovation out of the dugout for whoever ended up with that, so that must have been impressive, whatever happened down there. Of course, my view does not allow me much to see unless I want to stick my head halfway out the window over the crowd here, and most of the time I do not want to do that. 1-2, no outs. Mcconnell still on first. Swung on, heading out towards center field. Mcconnell comes in. Mcconnell makes the grab for out number 1. Up comes Braden Daniel now. Braden Daniel, 0 for 1 today. He struck out swinging. In the midst of his at-bat is when Mcconnell was caught cheating a little bit too far, and maybe that wasn't really Mcconnell's fault. You can also kind of just credit the situation where it was a bunt called and Daniel pulled out of it, and then they got him. This one is a nice hit by Daniel that'll leak all the way into right field. And Mcconnell, good speed, gets all the way to third on the base hit from Braden Daniel. Runners on the corners with 1 out here in the top of the third. A go-ahead run 90 feet away now for Great Falls, who will be looking to do just that. Go ahead with Derek Colbush at the plate. Good pop from Colbush. So you can expect at least a decent chance at a sacrifice fly here from the designated hitter today for Great Falls. Pickoff attempt over to first, unsuccessful, no tag applied. And first pitch into Colbush, misses up high, count goes to 1-0. Runners on the corners, Bocchino, you saw good speed from him over there at third. Braden Daniel at first. He is the leader in stolen bases on this Voyagers squad, but he has fallen off since his fiery start to the year. 27 stolen bases for him. That one misses high to Colbush, and Barros is behind 2-0 versus the cleanup batter. Colbush on the season, .317, 5 home runs, 47 RBIs. Could get that number all the way up to 50 with one swing of the bat here, but he would settle for RBI number 48, I'm sure. 2-0. Swung on, foul ball. Daniel still put at first base. Seemingly not going to mess with Drew Sims there. Already seen some good stuff from the arm of the former Utah Valley University catcher. 2-1 pitch, 1 out, runners on the corners. Fired in, and it's plastered but foul. Two now coming in from Barros to Colbush. Pitched number 50 from the Glacier right-hander. Runner going, swung on, popped up in the air. It will be out of play. A foul ball. And eventually finds its way on top of the dugout for a fan to hop on and go and grab. We will see pitch 51 from Barros. Again, I mentioned already, he's been made to work in this early going. Nothing across for him thus far. But the 2 hits and a few free passes have put his pitch count higher than where he wants it to be, and foul ball is a big part of it. Another one from Derek Colbush. He's fouled off 4 straight. Colbush, his first time up, struck out swinging against Barros. Can Barros bring him the same fate as clearly Colbush is not wanting to let Barros punch him out looking? Another 2-2. Misses inside. Count goes full. A ball will be a walk, and it will load the bases. A strike would be a crucial second out for Noah Barros on the mound. A glance over at Daniel on first. I'm thinking Daniel's going right here. And he is. Swung on. Cracked to center field. Hit well. Mcconnell gets to it. The throw will come in, and it will be a sacrifice fly for Derek Colbush, and it's 1-0. Great Falls leads. I'll tell you what, players like Daniel, you can just read them a little bit and read the situation as well. And you know that Great Falls is fairly aggressive, and you can figure, okay, 3-2, 1 out, runners on the corners. They're going to try and steal second with him right here. But he has to run back to first, but it worked out just fine as Mccabe finds a way to score. First pitch is a strike into Deeb. Bocchino. I don't know why I said Bocelli. I think I was thinking a soccer player or something. So now Daniel on first. 2 outs, and Deeb behind 0-1. That pitch will miss. Count goes to 1-1. 2 outs here. Barros, a third straight inning over 15 pitches thrown. That's kind of a good threshold that a lot of people like to use to figure out how efficiently you're getting through your innings. Pitch that goes outside. Called ball. Count goes to 2-1. 2-1, 2 outs. Daniel on first. Deeb at the plate. Deeb grounded out over to first in his first trip to home plate. Barros sets to fire. Misses low. No pity from the home plate umpire right here, as the last 2 pitches did not miss by much, but both seem to have missed, and I'm sure our home plate umpire would not like to hear what the true strike zone said. According to our technology in the stadium, it said that one hit the knees of Deeb. Nevertheless, 3-1, swung on, popped up in the air. And a foul ball makes it 3-2. That one again, another one out of my view. Couldn't tell you what happened to that one. A fan ended up with it somewhere. It came into the concourse area, and that's pretty much as I can tell you. 3-2, 2 outs. Runner on first. Daniel will be going on the pitch. Fired in there, and it missed low. Daniel holds up at second. Now runners on first and second. It's 1-0 Great Falls. Mike Spears is going to come out and talk with Barros. He's not a guy that usually has conversations with his pitching coach early in games. And he seems kind of perturbed right now, and I would assume that part of that is because of the strike zone that he's been seeing. Walks have not been a problem for him this year, but today the walks have definitely been something he's been trying to overcome. In just a 2 2/3 inning, he's thrown 4 walks and obviously had a hit by pitch as well, which, like I said, that's not common for him. And there has been a few moments where the true strike zone has disagreed with our home plate umpire, and I'm sure our home plate umpire's calls have also been disagreed upon by Barros, who is very heavily biased. In comes Charlie Hesse. Hesse 0 for 1 today with a strikeout looking. On the season, Hesse has 5 hits in 17 at-bats. First pitch from the Holy Names Hawk to the North Dakota State Bison misses high. Count goes to 1-0. Hesse originally from the state of Minnesota. Made his way a little bit west to head to North Dakota State to play his college ball. 1-0, swung on, up the middle, fielded by Dennison. The 360 throw, and it's caught, but it's off the bag from Brody Wofford. Wow, what an outstanding effort from Mason Dennison. Nearly made a phenomenal play there. But like I said, deemed to be off the bag, and that should go down as an infield hit. And an RBI hit at that, because Braden Daniel came all the way around to score on that one. A great call by him to just run on contact. Of course, that's what he's going to do with 2 outs, and then realize, hey, if this is not an out over at first, I'm going to have a decent chance to make it to second. So infield single, RBI, call it for Hesse. And it is 2 runs across in the top of the third for the Great Falls Voyagers. They lead 2-0. A throw would have been in time from Dennison. Problem was just that it got that full extension and layout from Brody Wofford, and his foot escaped the bag. This one's torched out to right field. Ryan Cole back, and Ryan Cole makes the catch on the warning track and on the run in deep right field. Chino de Guzman flies out to end the inning, but it is an inning with 2 across for the Great Falls Voyagers. We head to the bottom of the third, 2-0. Great Falls leads. Bottom of the third here, it is 2-0. Great Falls leads Glacier. First pitch in is a pitch right down the middle from Matt Thomas. Count goes to 0-1. Now Thomas working with a lead for the first time today. What can he do? Dennison leads off this inning, batting in the 9 spot. And he swings and misses, and the count goes to 0-2. Dennison on the season right now, batting .295. He's got 1 home run and 10 RBIs. I'll tell you what, I think in theory, his batting average should be over 300. He has been the recipient of some hard scoring decisions in this past week in Great Falls, in Missoula, that have not gone his way. One was a rip shot over 100 miles per hour that second baseman for Missoula had to launch at, essentially stick out his glove, knocked it down, and by the time he picked it up, couldn't throw out Dennison. That's a hard one to expect a second baseman to make. And then another was a deep grounder into the hole. And this one, no scoring decision is going to change what that was. That is definitely a single from Dennison. Like I said, he hit one deep into the hole in Missoula that kind of needed a Derek Jeter-esque throw. And the throw from the shortstop went into the dirt, and the first baseman couldn't handle it, and that was credited as an E6. But the easiest way to make sure that the scorer can't mess with that is leave no doubt. And right there, Dennison clearly did that. He reaches with a leadoff single, opens the door for Ryan Cash to maybe do something, who is now at the plate. Swung on, first pitch is a foul ball into the netting. Cash, his first time up, grounded out over to first against Matt Thomas. 0-1, no outs. Dennison over on first. That's a swing and a foul ball into the netting again. Clearly, right now, Ryan Cash just getting under everything that he's seen from Thomas. Falling behind 0-2. We saw 3 straight foul balls in the exact same way from Ryan Cash the first time he saw Matt Thomas. 0-2, no outs, runner on first. Misses low and away. Count goes to 1-2. One, two. Exactly an hour past first pitch right now. 8:05 here as the sun begins to set behind me in the press box down the third base line. 72 degrees and sunny. I'll tell you what, it is early September, but it's still perfect weather for baseball. Foul ball. Count stays at 1-2. That was the closest a ball has come to entering the booth. As it ricocheted off the kind of overhang above my press box, and then it almost hit the window. Almost hit the window. Drew Holwiger, who's running stats right next to me, probably scared him as well. Could have been close. Could have been close. 1-2 misses off the plate. Count goes to 2-2. I've been saying it all season. There is a way that a foul ball comes back here that could get into the booth. It is very unlikely. It's a higher chance that it'll hit the upper part as this one's hit to second, fielded, thrown for 1, thrown for 2, and it is in time. A 4-6-3 double play. Loera de Guzman to Deeb, and 2 are gone just like that in the bottom of the third. Brant Broussard now steps up, 2 outs. First time up, Brant Broussard struck out looking. First pitch misses the zone. Thought we were going to see a delayed strike call there, but it is deemed to have missed. 1-0. Popped up. Playable only for a fan. Count goes to 1-1. That one's popped up again. Polanco, will he have a play at that one? And no, he will not. Another one playable only for a fan. Count goes to 1-2. One, two, 2 outs, base is empty. Swung on up the middle, a base hit from Brant Broussard. Similar to what Mason Dennison did 2 batters ago. And up comes Dean Miller now. Dean Miller with a man on first. It is 2-0. We're in the bottom of the third. 2 outs. First pitch into Dean Miller is a called ball. Just missed low and inside. Count goes to 1-0. Not a guy you want to get behind, Dean Miller. He has a lot of ability. Speaking of, he tried to show some of it there, but swung and missed. Count goes to 1-1. Makes contact with that one to right field, backing up, backing up, backing up. Goodbye, baseball! Dean Miller has cracked a home run to tie the game in the bottom of the third. All the way over the right field fence, an Oppo Taco shot from Dino Miller. Hard had that man. His season was thought to have been done a few weeks ago, but clearly Dean Miller loves playing for this team and in this ballpark. And right there, he made Matt Thomas pay. Came off the bat at 99 miles per hour, 351 feet over the right field fence. Now Brody Wofford, who maybe is starting to feel a little pressure maybe from Dean Miller, who has started to really catch fire in terms of his home run hitting. That one misses to 2-0. Dean Miller's at 14 home runs now, has taken the second place spot over from Livingston Morris, and just 5 home runs behind Brody Wofford. This one swung on, it's cracked hard but foul. Count goes to 2-1. I'd like to remind you that Range Riders home run is presented by Hidden Homes Montana. Don't forget, Hidden Homes Montana and Keller Williams Realty are making a donation to the Abbey Shelter of Northwest Montana for every home run hit by your Glacier Range Riders at Flathead Field this season. How about it from Dean Miller? That one miss. Count goes to 3-1. So this inning started off with a Mason Dennison single up the middle. A double play seemed to kind of be a killer to put 2 outs on the board just like that and erase a quick runner and Dennison on the base pass, but a base hit from Brant Broussard and a home run from Dean Miller has extended it, and now a walk from Brody Wofford will extend it just a little bit further. Up comes Eddie Mccabe now. Matt Thomas, he has also had his pitch count be fairly high for this low-scoring game that we've had thus far. He's at 60 pitches, just 3 behind what Noah Barros has at 63. First pitch smacks into the zone. Count goes to 0-1. Nice off-speed pitch that comes in at 82 miles per hour. Eddie Mccabe, his first time up, singled into center field. The 0-1 with 2 outs, a runner on first and Wofford. Another good pitch, but another one that is deemed to have missed outside. Not by much. Count goes to 1-1. Wofford on first, not going to burn you with his wheels. Don't expect a steal attempt here. Swung on, that one's hit well to left field. Backing up is Malik, and he gets to the track and snags it at the track. Eddie Mccabe, that one launched off his bat at 102 miles per hour, but it comes up about 10 feet short of being the second home run of the inning. Instead, it's out number 3, but the 2-run shot from Dean Miller has tied us at 2 apiece as we head to the 4th. Back here, we are in the top of the fourth inning. It's a 2-2 game between the Great Falls Voyagers and the Glacier Range Riders. Noah Barros back out on the mound for his fourth inning of work. Polanco, Loera, and Mcconnell due up this half inning. A called ball there. Count goes to 1-0. I'll tell you what, this game already slated to take quite a while, as the first three innings took us over an hour to get through. As that one's ripped to short, fielded by Dennison. He throws on target in time to Brody Wofford for out number 1. Well struck, but right at the sure-handed Dennison. Fernando Loera now steps up. Loera 0 for 1, a strikeout swinging for him thus far. Barros, I'm sure, appreciates a fairly quick out like that. Because right now his pitch count just becoming as much of an issue as trying to deal with these Voyagers. First pitch misses, count goes to 0-1. 1-0. Don't know why I said 0-1. 1-0, 1 out, bases empty for Fernando Loera. Loera trying to get on base for the first time today. After that, forwards K his first time up. Called strike, make it 1-1. Loera, something I do remember from the brief amount that we saw him in the 3-game series a week and a half ago, is that he does have really good speed. 1-1. Swung on. We'll maybe get to see some of that speed. Barros fields. He throws and he cooks it high, but a good jump and tag from Brody Wofford, who gets an extra ovation from the crowd. Barros fired that one like a fastball. And Brody Wofford, not a catcher by trade, but he reacted as a catcher would and shot up out of his crouch to make the grab to tag out the speedy Loera. Up comes Cal Bocchino now. Bocchino broke up 2 innings of no-hit baseball by Noah Barros to start off this contest. First pitch up and in on Bocchino, and the right fielder shoots his body out of the way to make sure that that one didn't find chin. 87-mile-per-hour heater upstairs and inside to make it 1-0. 2 outs, bases empty. That one also near Bocchino's head. That was a breaker that just didn't break, though. 75 miles per hour would have hurt a little bit less, but a baseball to the head never feels great. Bocchino shot down to the crouch to make sure that he didn't have to prove that fact. 2-0 with 2 outs. That one will miss low. Count goes to 3-0. Bocchino could very well reach on all 3 trips to the plate, as he has a walk and a single thus far and a run scored. 3-0 coming in. Ball. And Barros is eluded his first 1-2-3 inning. Up comes Jake Malik. Now this is the part of the Voyagers lineup you don't want to extend to see. Barros plunked Malik the first time up and got him to fly out to center in his most recent trip. 0 for 1 is Malik. Bocchino, the man over there, on first. Top of the fourth, 2 outs. Swung on, up in the air. Brant Broussard charging over and over, and it'll one-hop in playable territory before eventually those kids that you see there swarm to it. 0-1 is the count. Two outs. Pitch 75 from Noah Barros. Mcconnell's running. Throw from Sims, and it was a great jump from Mcconnell. It was a ball as well. Count goes to 1-1. Now go ahead run back into scoring position here as Mcconnell has himself on second with 2 outs, running on most contact. Malik at the plate, a righty-lefty matchup favoring the left-hander Malik. On the season, he's batting .288. He's got 6 home runs and 41 RBIs. Been a day one guy for this Great Falls squad. Missing low, count goes to 2-1. Two-one, 2 outs, runner on second. Infield shifted a little bit over there for the lefty Malik. This one's stung out to center field. Backing up is Mcconnell, and Mcconnell makes the catch in the shadow of the 406 sign. We head to the bottom of the 4th. It's still 2-2 between the Range Riders and the Voyagers. Back here, we are in the bottom of the 4th. It is Ben Mcconnell leading off this half inning. 2-2 is our score. The Voyagers and the Range Riders are tied here at Flathead Field. Ben Mcconnell, like I said, leads off this inning. Drew Sims and Ryan Cole will also see the plate. Ben Mcconnell, how about it? A hit into center field, and we're off and running quickly in this bottom of the 4th.
Number 25, catcher.
That one came off well, the bat of Mcconnell. 93 miles per hour. Up comes Drew Sims here now. Drew Sims, man, I love this walkout. It's a great walkout. Dropping the Kerncraft out here. Getting the crowd into it maybe. I don't think it's long enough for them to really feel it course through their veins. But tell you what, somebody who took in his first college football game of 2022, I can tell you I love the crowd engagement, and going down to the University of Montana game in Missoula on Saturday afternoon. I know there's a lot of people watching from all over the country, and there's a fair amount on both teams that are from the South, from Texas, you know, and then all those SEC Southeastern schools. There's a foul ball. But I kid you not, look it up. Look up University of Montana football, Washington Grizzly Stadium. It is 25,000 that fit in that stadium, but it is packed every single week. And I'll tell you, the Grizz have a great following, and it was my first game since 2016 when I went to the Cat Grizz rivalry, which is Montana State. And one of the greatest quote-unquote small college rivalries in the country called the Brawl of the Wild, and people care. I mean, one of the first things you ask somebody when you're becoming friends with them in Montana is, are you a cat or a grizz? And I'm a cat, but I know the Flathead Valley is no, I'm a grizz. I don't know why I said that. Glitched a little bit. I'm a Grizz fan, but Flathead Valley is very diversified in terms of not belonging to either side. One and two is the count into Drew Sims. We've seen a bunch of pickoffs over to first base to check on Ben Mcconnell. And that's a swing and a miss as Drew Sims is retired on strikes. Ryan Cole steps up now. He struck out swinging his first time up. Glacier Range Riders took part in University of Montana night, actually, on Friday night. Range Riders fans that tuned into that broadcast or maybe somewhere at the game, they were surely treated to the maroon jerseys that the Missoula Paddleheads were wearing to pay homage to the maroon and silver colors that belong to the University of Montana Grizzlies. Another pickoff attempt over to first base. That pitch misses just high, I believe, to Ryan Cole. Count goes to 1-1 with one out. A little shake of the head there from Matt Thomas, who not too far from disagreeing with him that maybe he deserved an argument to have that last one be called a strike. 2-2 ball game here, bottom of the fourth. It's one out, a 1-1 count. Pitch coming in, hit well out to left field. Backing up and making the grab in left field is Daniel. That one rose well off the bat of Ryan Cole, 98 miles per hour, 341 feet. Came about, I don't know, less than 10 feet. I mean, Eddie Mccabe came about 10 feet from a home run last inning. That one was less than that, as it definitely would have hit off the wall if not for Daniel reaching up and plucking that one down. Two outs now. As Dennison, that was kind of weird. He was stepping out of the box before that one even came in. He was clearly take all the way. Count goes to 1-0, 2 outs. Runner on first is Mcconnell. Swung on, foul ball. Kaiser Seahawk teammates at the plate right here. And I say that only as a segue to bring up, once again, football season starting up. The Seattle Seahawks, 1 week from today, taking on the Denver Broncos on Monday Night Football. Check swing, held off. Appeal to the umpire on the base paths who said he went. Call it a swinging strike, and count goes to 1-2. Another pickoff attempt over to first, and another pickoff attempt that is unsuccessful. NFL season kicks off in just a few days. Almost perfect coinciding with this, as this one's hit high to right field. Backing up and losing track of it, but eventually being able to catch that one is Bocchino. Wow, he looked like he had that one locked, and then it drifted on him. And it nearly got away from the Great Falls right fielder. Surely would have scored Mcconnell from first base. Dennison down on a F9 to finish the fourth. It's 2-2. We head to the fifth. Top of the 5th inning here as you see the beautiful never miss sunset behind the Glacier Range Riders concourse and upper deck area there. I mean, absolutely never misses. Called strike to start off the 5th inning of play. That one misses up high. Count goes to 1-1 for Braden Daniel. Maybe this might be a reference more for for Great Falls fans that are listening, but the famous Western artist, as we get a swing and a miss, makes it 1-2 on Braden Daniel. The famous Western artist, Charles M. Russell, well known around the state of Montana and spent a lot of time up here in Glacier, as that one is up high. That'll wake you up if you're the fans right behind home plate there. Count is 2-2. But Charles M. Russell, known for all of his beautiful Western paintings that he did in the early 1900s, mostly. But as the count goes full to 3-2, it is said in a song called The Gift. There is a line essentially that says that when Charles Russell died, the Lord commissioned him essentially to paint the sunsets in Montana. And if you've ever been out here, you would not hesitate at that fact, because it truly seems that almost every night it comes more from a painter's touch rather than the natural wonder of a sunset. Braden Daniel works a walk to lead off the inning. Not a guy you want to walk to lead off a frame. And again, Noah Barros struggling, missing the strike zone there. Pickoff attempt over to first, and Daniel's going to get the same treatment as Ben Mcconnell. Derek Colbush at the plate. Colbush 0 for 1, but he does have a sacrifice fly that opened the scoring for this game. First pitch comes in and misses up high. This is Noah Barros' surely final appearance here at home in Flathead Field, at least this season. Who knows what the offseason will bring for many of these players. About half the roster, it seemed, last year for Great Falls came back. That one, oh. That is a tough one not to get. Called a ball. Count is 2-0. And there he gets a strike call, to some applause from the audience. And more than that, a couple sarcastic comments from the fans that you might hear on the mic. 2-1, no outs. Another pickoff attempt over to first. Braden Daniel just getting his jersey a little bit more scuffed up. 2-1. Swung on, high fly ball down the left field line, charging over, and nobody's able to make the play there. Dennison was the closest to it. As another souvenir for the kids that have made their way into that general admission area, they are taking over. It is a kids' republic down there. I'm sure they're electing a 12-year-old president of the lawn area, and that's only going to get crazier next year with the opening of the general admission area down the first base line. Tell you what, this ballpark's gonna, if you liked it now, if you got a chance to come here and you liked it now, you're gonna love it next year. 2-2. Swung on, foul ball. Tell you what I'm looking forward to. There's going to be a restaurant. If you look in this shot right here, actually, you see the upper area that's blacked out right now. There's no lights on in there because that's still being constructed on. That whole stretch is right next to my box. You can see me. No, you can't see me. I tried to wave up in the corner to you, but that's my box that you can see in the far right. But right next to my box, it's going to be a full-service restaurant coming into business. This one's a high fly ball. Brant Broussard eventually calls off Mason Dennison and Dean Miller. Or excuse me, Eddie Mccabe, not Dean Miller. Miller is the designated hitter today. So call it a pop out to the left fielder Broussard, and we have one away as Colbush goes down after skying that one high and into the glove of Broussard. But yeah, I'm very excited for that restaurant to be put in because tell you what, there's not a lot of restaurants in the immediate area surrounding the stadium, and sometimes forget to pick up lunch or bring lunch. It's pickoff attempt over to first, unsuccessful. And I'm sitting in the stadium. It gets to be 3 in the afternoon. I get a kind of a lull in what I'm doing, and I'm like, I wish there was a restaurant right here. And that won't be an issue for much longer. Steal of second is safe. Not by much. Well, looks like our no, we'll have a chance to look at it here. Yeah, looks like he was in safely. Pitch was a called strike. This one goes into the outfield, a pickoff attempt, and because Daniels dived so hard into second, he didn't have a chance to get up and try and scamper to third, so kind of a lucky break there for Noah Barros, who nearly shot himself in the foot with an E1. Instead, runner on second, 0-1 count, 1 out. At the plate is Michael Deeb, who's 0 for 1 today. Swung on the ground, over to Ryan Cash at second. Cash fields. The throw to first is in time for out number 1. Braden Daniel did advance to third base. And now Charlie Hesse will have a crucial 2-out runner on third at bat. Hesse 1 for 2 today. He has an infield single that scored Braden Daniel from second. This one will be a lot easier to score Braden Daniel if he's able to get that single. You see that Kids Republic over there. Some dude just rolled down that hill and lost his shoe. I don't know if you saw that. Wild times over there in the Kids Republic of the lawn. First pitch misses. Count goes to 1-0. I love that angle, just so you can see the action happening beyond Noah Barros. 1-0, 2 out. Runner on third here in the top of the 5th, a 2-2 ball game. Swung on, foul ball. Man. I'll tell you what, I going to Helena Brewers games, which was in this league before they moved to Colorado Springs, became Rocky Mountain Vibes. Going to Helena Brewers games growing up, I wasn't necessarily losing my shoe rolling down a hill, but I'll tell you what, I was there just as much to play catch with my buddies on the concourse as I was to watch the game. And, of course, whenever there was a foul ball coming my way, you know I was ready for it. Called strike, count goes to 1-2. 1-2, 2 out. Runner on third. That run, Daniel, if he scores, would give the lead. Misses low. Count goes to 2-2 with 2 outs. Barros at 94 pitches thrown. Trying to get through this 5th inning and likely hand it over to the bullpen in his penultimate start of the year. 2-2. Swung on. A blooper into shallow right field, and Ryan Cole has the speed to get to it. The runner is stranded on third, and we are stranded in a 2-2 contest. Don't go anywhere. We head to the bottom of the fifth. I told you, these sunsets do not miss. You still see that sun peeking out from beyond the upper level of this beautiful, beautiful stadium that in a matter of a year has come together to represent the first professional baseball stadium in the Flathead Valley. This is a slow roller. The throw, not, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I thought that was safe by a mile, and we're going to get a replay for you. Ryan Cash on that slow roller to shortstop really seemed to have beat that one out. Let's see what the replay said. Oh, he's safe by a mile. Oh my goodness. Wow. Only one umpire in the base paths tonight, but with that play, he was right on top of it, and I do not know the reasoning to make that call because I don't think, obviously the crowd is biased. Obviously I'm biased. I'm the Range Riders broadcaster, but that is a incredibly tough call to make when it very clearly was a slow roller, and Ryan Cash's speed is lightning quick, and now it comes back to really haunt him because Ryan Cash probably would have been able to get to third on this one, and it would have been runners on the corners with no outs. Instead, it'll be a single from Brant Broussard, and Dean Miller will step up. Oh. It's in the bottom of the fifth, so still lots of baseball to go, but that's just such a crucial call to make in that moment. Again, I apologize if you're listening on the radio and didn't get to watch the replay with me. But I might go back and take another look at a slow-mo at some point, or maybe after the end of this inning. But brutal call to go against the Range Riders here. But the situation at hand, it's one out, runner on first in the bottom of the fifth. Pickoff attempt over to first is unsuccessful. I'm sure you heard the 2,500 plus out here in force on that call. Hope that crowd mic is giving you the atmosphere as well as I want it to. Of course, I don't have a great ability to listen to kind of how you're hearing it. But I want to give you the best opportunity to feel like you're in the stadium as possible. 1-1 is the count Pitch in, it's a foul ball from Dean Miller. Two is the score. It's 1-2. The count. One out, runner on first in Brant Broussard. You see him over there, plenty of wheels. And a foul ball from Dean Miller. Dean Miller, his last time up, ripped a 2-run Oppo Taco shot over the right field fence. That fence, if you're wondering, it's required for all new stadiums built in the Pioneer Baseball League, it's required that their fence be at least 8 feet high. Range Riders, for the batter's eye, as well as that right field fence, it's up to 16 feet high. So he put it over that 16-foot barrier in right. That one misses on the inside of Miller. Count goes to 2-2. Brody Wofford on deck. Unless we get a double play, we'll get to see Brody Wofford. Broussard, Dean Miller, Brody Wofford, all OGs. Been on this squad since day one. And that one plunked Dean Miller. Hit by pitch will put runners on first and second with no outs. While Brody Wofford steps up and Dean Miller takes his time, I'm going to try and show you this slow-mo replay of that Ryan Cash just to put it to bed officially. So you see the pitch in, just kind of a check swing, slow roller to De Guzman. Clearly it's going to be a tricky play. Picks it up, throws. I mean, I don't think it gets much more clear than that. Tough. Tough to go, especially now. You got runners on first and seconds, no outs. So that was followed up with a hit by pitch and the single from Broussard. It looks like Tommy Thompson's given the call to the pen immediately to bring out Matt Thomas with one gone here in the bottom of the fifth. The end of the day for the right-handed starter. We'll see the bullpen when we come back. One out, runners on first and second, bottom of the fifth. Don't go anywhere. Back here, we are in the bottom of the fifth. There's one out and a runner on first and second for Brody Wofford stepping up to the plate. The new pitcher is the southpaw out of the University of Oklahoma. It is Brad Demko. Brad Demko, of course, for fans of both of these teams, they might remember just 8 days ago when Brad Demko took over in a tie game in the bottom of the 9th to start the bottom of the 9th. And things went south for Demko early in that tie game as this one misses and the count goes to 2-0. For hitters count for Brody Wofford. Dean Miller got a single off of Demko. Drew Sims got hit by a pitch. They both advanced to third on a pass ball. And then Eddie McCabe was intentionally walked to load the bases. And that was the point in which Ben Mcconnell struck out looking, and Josh Gaynor came in and allowed the game-winning walk-off single from Ryan Cole. So technically that went against Brad Demko, and the loss went against Brad Demko because he was responsible for Dean Miller, who got on and scored. So that is the most recent memory for Brad Demko at this ballpark. But the University of Oklahoma graduate, like I mentioned, he has been a workhorse for Tommy Thompson and the Voyagers all season. He is down 3-1 right now, though, to Brody Wofford. Wofford has yet to take the bat off his shoulder this at-bat. He saw 2 balls, saw a strike, and then saw ball 3. 3-1 with 1 out, 2 on. And we got a wild pitch from somebody in the Glacier bullpen. That's what Eddie McCabe's going to pick up. So we will take a deep breath as the crowd of, I'm guessing, at least 2,500 prepare to explode. Ball 4. Ball 4, and it did not miss by much. I made quite a bit of a fuss about the blown call over at first base to start this inning. And I'll tell you what, there was a couple pitches in there which deserve some fuss as well from Tommy Thompson and the Great Falls Voyagers side. Brad Demko, I would really not love to get some of those calls. And now a man who started this season playing on the same side as Brad Demko and the Voyagers now has a chance to blow this game wide open against his former friends. Called strike, count goes to 0-1. And I mean former friends in the oppositional sense. In the sense that when it's game time, nobody on the other side's your friend. That one misses, count goes to 1-1. I do see Eddie McCabe constantly chatting it up with these Great Falls guys. Clearly, a lot of them, they started their pro careers together. You bond really quick when you're playing at this level with people. And clearly that connection's there, but I'm sure he would not hate to boost his stats, Eddie McCabe, by making Demko pay. Count goes to 2-1 as that one misses. Bases loaded, bottom of the 5th inning, 1 out in this 2-2 game in front of a packed house at Flathead Field. Monday night baseball. I hope you're glued to your seats. 2-1. And it hits Eddie McCabe. He'll take an HBP RBI. That'll just have to do for now. And Ben Mcconnell, the story writes itself. Ben Mcconnell, with no outs in the bottom of the 9th, came up with a chance to walk it off, and that would have been a phenomenal story for a guy who's been here since day one to be able to get the first true walk-off hit in Glacier Range Riders history. Instead, he struck out looking, and it was Ryan Cole right behind him who found a way to get the winning run across 8 days ago. First pitch swinging from Ben McConnell. Count goes to 0-1 on the foul ball. Everybody who's been to a Range Riders game knows Ben McConnell for his defense, for his speed, and for his bat. The 0-1 coming in to the lefty. Called strike, count goes to 0-2. Demko trying to match what he did to McConnell last time. A strikeout in that key situation, which was step one to getting himself out of the massive jam that he got himself into. It was a strikeout looking. This one, not on this pitch, will be a strikeout looking. Count goes to 1-2. Now it's Miller on third, Wofford on second, Mccabe on first. Probably, other than maybe Mccabe, I mean, you could put in Drew Sims for Mccabe. Definitely one of the least fleet of foot crew. That one misses high. Count goes to 2-2. Wofford's not going to burn rubber on second. McCabe's right in the middle of the pack in terms of speed. Miller, of course, for his size, really can boogie. But he's lost a step as he's put on muscle over the past few years rather than improving the foot speed. 2-2, thought about it, and 0-2 has pushed itself full. 3-2, one out, bases loaded, bottom of the fifth. Flathead faithful trying to push Ben Mcconnell across and make the play needed to get another run home. Called strike three. Let's take a look at it. I was looking down there. I don't have the angle from when I usually look. That one, ooh, right on the outside, but deemed to have crossed home plate. I mean, it was framed on the outside. It was in the glove right on the outside part, but it must have crossed just on the outside part of the plate. And now it'll be 2 outs for Drew Sims, and he'll see the first pitch go up high. So it is a strikeout looking with 1 out. Count goes to 1-0 for Drew Sims, who's 1 for 2 today. Drew Sims, his first at-bat as a Glacier Range Rider and as a professional, doubled down the right field line. His second at-bat, a home run. That one's a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1. Really, I mean, if you're going to be brutally honest, looking at Drew Sims' stats in college, you can see he was brought to Glacier for his defensive acumen, his leadership abilities, his experience, not necessarily for his bat. He was above the Mendoza line, but didn't do anything flashy beyond that. Count goes to 1-2, but what he's brought to the plate in terms of being a reliable hitter, a constant choice to be the designated hitter for the Glacier Range Riders this year, clearly has been a pleasant surprise for Nick Hogan and the Range Riders staff. 1-2, 2 outs. The score is 3-2 Glacier leads, but it could get much worse if Sims is able to reach pay dirt. Up high, good nab from Polanco, shoots out of the crouch to grab that one. Count goes to 2-2. Glacier Range Riders, all 3 games in this final series, they rep their home whites. That's white tops, white shirts, rifle green. On the numbering, on the other side, it's gray pants and black jerseys. For the Great Falls Voyagers, a 2-2 with 2 outs. The pitch. Thought about it, thought about it, thought about it. Home plate umpire said that he went. Appeal over to the ump. Oh, my goodness. I thought he held off on that one. Let's look at it. Tell me what you saw. We don't have the angle down the first baseline, which is that's the one you really want, but you can see, okay, yeah. He probably went there. Another look at it, and I'm just not going to stop it for you. But you can see he might have just broke the plane there. It's a tough call to go against Drew Sims, but very well maybe the correct one. It ends with a strikeout, but a hit by pitch with the bases loaded makes it 3-1 or 3-2. Glacier leads. We head to the 6th. Top of the 6th inning. And it is Chino de Guzman leading us off as we get 7, 8, and 9 here in the top of the 6th. De Guzman, Polanco, and Loera. Got a new pitcher coming in for the Glacier Range Riders. Wearing the number 26, it's Kenny Stewart. Called strike starts it off. Kenny Stewart, a San Diego, California native, takes over for Noah Barros. Noah Barros, technically in line for the win, could get his 9th win of 2022. As a side armor, Kenny Stewart finds the zone again. Count goes to 0-2. Kind of see it. It's kind of it's a very unique pitching style. Check it out right here. This one over and just beyond the dive of Ryan Cash. It's kind of a scrunched up.
Number 18, catcher.
The half looks like a sidewinder. But a leadoff single started off as Chino de Guzman reaches. Up comes Lucas Polanco now, and Drew Sims is already going to have a quick conversation with Kenny Stewart, the new pitcher. Recently signed in the past week, just before the deadline. If you don't know, the Range Riders and every Pioneer League club cannot sign a new player to their roster beyond September 1st. The squad that you have signed on September 1st, that's who you got to go with. You can, of course, inactivate, injured list, guys can retire, whatever. All that can happen. And so, you know, every team seemingly has guys kind of in their back pocket that are, you know, Miles McKissick, Nick Emanuel, and Adam Oviedo have been on the 10-day IL for about 15 days or so for each of them. And that's, you know, on the Great Falls side. And, of course, Glacier has some of the same going on where, you know, guys are hurt and don't look like they're going to be activated. As this one's popped up into the air, Kenny Stewart fields, and a perfect punt right back to Kenny Stewart. And he showed some athleticism there from the pop out on that bunt. Polanco going to be frustrated with himself doing that in that situation. Up comes Fernando Loera. Almost the worst case scenario. The real worst case scenario is a pop up and your guy doesn't realize it and is screaming to second base. And next thing you know, Kenny Stewart fields the pop up bunt and has an easy flick to first for out number 2 in a double play. Stewart fires the first pitch, and Drew Sims has to go wide right to grab it. Count goes to 1-0. Looking over at the bullpen, we got a right-hander warming up for the Glacier Range Riders. Range Riders currently have no available options for a left-handed pitcher. Drew Holwiger, the only left-handed pitcher on the roster, is on the IL. Foul ball. Count goes to 1-1. So, if I look down to the bullpen, I will be saying a right-hander will be warming up every time, and that will rarely help me. And there's not even anybody like a Austin Steinfort on the roster anymore that I can look down there and say, oh, yeah, that's Austin Steinfort, because it's a 6'9" dude warming up. Rob Hamby's now the tallest Range Rider on the roster, and he's a starter, so he will not be warming up. This one misses. Count goes to 2-1. Loera, 0-2. 0 for 2 today. Strikeout swinging and a ground out. Runners going. No throw from Drew Sims. De Guzman steals second. It's also ball 3 into Fernando Loera. I mentioned the finishing up of the Pioneer League season, perfectly overlapping with the start of the football season. First big college football Saturday this past weekend, and obviously the NFL starting in just 3 days, as it will be ball for all 4 pitches that missed by quite a bit. And Nick Hogan's going to come out and talk with Kenny Stewart here. He's thrown 9 pitches and allowed a slow rolling single just beyond the glove of Ryan Cash. And right now we're not seeing, oh, that is the end of Kenny Stewart. A very short leash given to the Range Riders relief pitcher. And we're going to get a new pitcher coming in here. We'll talk about him when we come back. Don't go anywhere. Runners on first and second, 1 out in the top of the 6th. Cal Bocchino steps up, 1 for 1 today is Bocchino, and he's reached all 3 times. 2 walks, however, against Noah Barros. And I'm going to give you Barros' final line in a second, but first let me introduce you to the new pitcher. It's Mike Biasello. Biasello out of the University of Delaware, originally from Logan Township, New Jersey. 5'11", 70 pounds, not 75, just 170. And, of course, like I said, one of all of the Glacier Range Riders pitchers that is a right-hander. First pitch swung on and missed by Bocchino against Biasello. Got a lot of good names here. Bocchino, Biasello, mouthfuls. But we thrive and survive on it, don't we? 0-1 misses the bat of Bocchino as he tried to drop down a quick bunt. So call it a swing and a miss as it goes to 0-2. Essentially what will go down is a swing and a miss. 0-2, 1 out, runner on first and second, and that's a swing and a miss. A 3-pitch strikeout for Mike Biasello. Heck of a way to start himself out. Up comes Jake Malik, 0 for 2. A fly out, a line out. He's also been plunked. Final line for Noah Barros in his final start at Flathead Field in the 2022 season. 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, and the big number that he will hate is 6 walks to 4 strikeouts for Noah Barros. Strike zone was not going his way today. First pitch coming into Malik, finds the zone, sizzles in there for strike 1. Count goes to 0-1. Rookie season for Biasello, who Didn't immediately sign with anybody coming out of college. But just a few weeks ago, got the call from Nick Hogan, said, well, head out from New Jersey and try your hand at professional baseball. And the Big Sky State, a swing and a miss, makes the count 0-2. Could it be his version of an immaculate inning? Coming in, throwing 6 pitches, 6 strikes, which is all he could do in this inning. 0-2, 2 outs. Swung on and missed. An immaculate bullpen performance from Mike Biasello. He throws 6 pitches. They are 6 strikes, and they are 2 strikeouts. He inherited an out, but he did the best with what he could. It's 3-2. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Back here, we are in the bottom of the 6th, still trying to think of a better way to phrase what Mike Biasello just did, but it was very, very impressive from the New Jersey native. New pitcher coming in is Brett Loera. First pitch was a ball. Next pitch was a strike. Count goes to 1-1. Again, you know, there's clearly it's not an immaculate inning. You gotta get 9 strikes and 3 strikeouts for the immaculate inning. But as we get a swing and a miss there to make it 1-2, it is pretty darn clutch to be able to come in, runners on first and second, 1 out, and throw bang, 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 6 strikes. Get that 2/3 immaculate inning, and that's a swing and a miss from Ryan Cole, and the count is expired on Cole. He comes up empty, and Mason Dennison will now step up. A single and a flyout for Mason Dennison. Brett Loera on the season, a 6.30 ERA. This is his 13th appearance. 20 innings pitched for him, and he has 15 strikeouts to 9 walks. First pitch comes up high. Count goes to 1-0 on Mason Dennison. Dennison, of course, in his rookie season out of Kaiser, started with the Billings Mustangs before being traded about a month ago or so to the Glacier Range Riders. A big swing and a miss. Sweeps and comes up empty. Count goes to 1-1. The official attendance tonight. 2,390 people. Nearly standing room only here at Flathead Field. A record-breaking crowd on a Monday night. Foul ball. Count is 2-2. Two, 1 out. Ooh, a called strike there. And Mason Dennison disagrees. Let's take a look at that one. See how close that was being off the plate. Just sliced the outside part of the zone. And it is a backwards K for out number 2 in the bottom of the 6th. 3-2, the Glacier Range Riders lead. Up comes Ryan Cash. We flip over the lineup card to the leadoff man. Cash swings and misses at the first pitch. Count goes to 0-1. Batting in the left-handed batter's box. Never got a chance to bat in the right-handed batter's box against the lefty Demko. Swung on and missed. Count goes to 0-2. Actually, he did get a chance to step in the right-handed batter's box against Demko. That was that controversial play that started off last inning, where it looked like he beat it out and got an infield single, but because he was deemed to have not beat it out, he is 0 for 3 on the day. Obviously, there is the whole factor of helping the team and what the team, what the situation matters to the team. As maybe I'll get to this point in the top of the 7th. It's a swing and a miss. Brett Loera works at 1-2-3, and we will go to the 7th, 3-2. Glacier still leads the Voyagers. Mike Biasello steps out for his first full inning of work. First pitch is a foul ball. Count goes to 0-1. Biasello currently 7 pitches, 7 strikes. Maybe you can work a separated immaculate inning. 0-1. Nope, he will not. Jinxed it just a little bit too much. Apologize to the Biasello family back home, watching up near 11:30 if they're all the way out in New Jersey. That one's a nice pitch. Finds the zone. Count goes to 1-2. I was holding off on saying it. I'm pretty sure New Jersey's called the Garden State. Yes, it is. New Jersey, the Garden State. Misses. Count goes to 2-2. I don't think about New Jersey much, personally. It's kind of one of those states that has fallen in between the cracks, you know? Yeah, obviously it's got Big Brother, New York right there, especially NYC, you know. It's tough to compete with that. And obviously has gotten maybe an unfair stigmatization with the mid-aughts, or maybe late-aughts. I don't know exactly the timeline of it. I didn't watch it myself, but the rise of Jersey Shore that gave the world certain perceptions on what people from Jersey are like. 2-2. I know people from Jersey hate it when you bring up Jersey Shore, so I had to make sure to do that for the Biasello family watching in. Ball 3. Count goes full on Braden Daniel, number 3 batter leading off this inning. 3-2 as Biasello will set. Of course, did not play his college ball in the Garden State. Played it just a little bit south at the University of Delaware as a Blue Hen. Shakes off a couple different decisions or options from his catcher. Drew Sims just throwing everything at him right here and eventually gets him to agree to something. Payoff pitch. Called. Strike 3. Braden Daniel was ready to walk to first. Instead, he's walking to the dugout. Another look at that punch-out pitch from Biasello. He's turned down all 3 batters by way of the K, and, man, that was a good pitch, but more than anything, once again, you look at Drew Sims, that frame ability that he has behind the plate, so impeccable. Up comes Derek Kolbush now, trying to avoid being the 4th victim of a Biasello strikeout. Oh for 2, a sacrifice fly, though, is the reason that he's got an RBI under his belt. First pitch, a heaving swing and miss. Count goes to 0-1 for Kolbush. Oh, 1. Misses. Count goes to 1-1. One out. Biasello sets. Fires it in there. This one is hit well high out to right field. Backing up is Cole. And right in front of the Budweiser sign. Eventually, he navigates the ball in the night sky. The first non-strikeout victim is an F9. And we have 2 away in the top of the 7th. Michael Deeb steps up. Deeb has reached on a walk, but he's 0 for 2 other than that. Count goes to 1-0. That one misses outside. I was mentioning at the end of last inning with those controversial calls, and it's the same thing when you look at hits and errors and all these little things that make a difference in these guys' stats, whether it's a call being the wrong way or whatever. A huge part of why that matters, apart from just what it matters for the team and possibly, that guy could be a run here or there or anywhere. There's a swing and miss makes it 1-1. For Ryan Cash, you never know if him getting called safe there, which seemed to be the correct call based on what the replay told us, you never know how marginal a difference could be of somebody, signing, continuing their professional career, possibly playing affiliated ball. For a lot of these guys, it's their last chance to try and make it and make a run at playing in the MLB. And that's, especially in a situation like this, Glacier's eliminated from playoff contention. So what matters now is these guys trying to finish out this season with momentum and give them the best opportunity to continue to be successful going forward. And a big part of that, it is tough to for them to lose a couple points on their batting average for when calls miss. So that's what I had to get to, that I was going to get to last inning before Ryan Cash struck out and ended my chance at making that comment. But I'll tell you what, these guys care about calls like that. This one's hit out into left field. It's going to one hop and eventually be grabbed by Ben Mcconnell. Mcconnell will throw into second, but no chance to get the runner Deeb. A stand-up double has changed the mood of this inning quite a bit.
I beg your pardon.
Charlie Hesse.
Well, I did get it right. Congratulations, Tony.
Tony Hernandez, our PA announcer, thought he was wrong for a second there, but it is Charlie Hesse. Charlie Hesse steps in with a tying run on second base. First pitch into Hesse. He swings and misses at the upstairs fastball. Count goes to 0-1. Mike Biasello is no stranger in this game to pitching in clutch situations. He came in last inning with one out, runners on first and second. And he struck out the two next batters on 3 pitches each. 0-1 with 2 outs. It will not be a 3-pitch strikeout. It is a called ball. Count goes to 1-1. Hesse singled in the infield variety and was able to score or bring home a run on that, as that was the one that had Dennison 360 no-scoping it to first base and missing the first baseman just a little bit wide and allowing the runner Braden Daniel to get home. I don't know if somebody just touched the setting there. It looked like it got a lot darker, this shot. That'll be plenty bright for you there, at least to see this one through. 1-1 with the runner on second. A swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-2. Biasello trying to bring an explosion to the Flathead faithful to bring us into the 7th inning stretch. Charlie Hesse trying to turn this stadium mute. 1-2 with 2 outs. Off the plate. Count goes to 2-2. Two outs. Runner going on most contact. Biasello sets at the chest, fires, swung on, looped into shallow right field. No, it will die and go right to the first baseman, Brody Wofford. I misread that ball off the bat bad. That one barely got 90 feet. It's a pop out to first, ends the top of the 7th. A runner stranded on second, and we head to the bottom of the 7th. But first, stick around for the 7th inning stretch.
Get on your feet. Get those vocal cords ready. You did so well with Sweet Caroline. And let's just sing again. Looks like I can clip now, found some friends. Here we go. Everybody sing.
It'll be Brant Broussard here in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch is a called strike. Count goes to 0-1. That one's cracked, but it's right to second base. Second baseman Loera fields, throws to first, and it's a quick 4-3 ground out. Dean Miller steps up now. He's 1 for 2. That one home run that he had, a 2-run blast. First pitch misses on the inside from Brett Loera, but Loera threw 13 pitches in that first inning, turned down the side 1-2-3. Big swing and a miss from Dean Miller. Count goes to 1-1. That one swung on, struck well into the gap in left center field. Dean Miller will round. He's going to head to second. The throw will get by. Dean Miller safe at second base. An aggressive double from the Glacier Range Riders designated hitter. And it's a runner on second now with 1 out. Tommy Thompson coming out to talk with his pitcher Loera after that one. Let's get you the Yacker Tech on that one, 95 miles per hour off the bat of Dino. And I told you, he's put on some muscle, but he can boogie. And he boogied into second base there. Maybe a good throw would have got him, and if it would have been fielded cleanly at second, but it was not. And so that's the end for Brett Loera. We will head to a new pitcher. Let's give him a chance to warm up, and then we'll talk about it. back here. We are in the bottom of the 7th. New pitcher is Anthony Becerra-Lopez. First pitch from Becerra-Lopez misses outside. Count goes to 1-0. Becerra-Lopez listed as a player coach. And coming on now in a situation that clearly calls for some savvy veteran ability. It's not like Becerra-Lopez is insanely older than anybody, however. He is just in his 2nd year, and he's younger than I am. 2-0. Swung on, fouled back. Count goes to 2-1. Brody Wofford 0 for 1 tonight. But Wofford does have 2 walks. Runner on second is Dean Miller. The reason you're seeing Tommy Thompson be so strategic right now with his switches is because this is a Great Falls Voyagers squad with kind of their backs against the wall. That one misses. Dean Miller had to double check and make sure he read that one right, but he did, and he scampers to third. A wild pitch puts the insurance run that Glacier would love 90 feet away. 3-1, a hitter's count for Brody Wofford. 1 out. Miller, you already saw it, good speed as he stands on third. Becerra-Lopez with the infield in now behind him. You see them all on the fringes of the grass. Brody Wofford will not get a chance to swing it.
Number 7, third baseman, Eddie Mccabe.
Eddie Mccabe now steps up. Mccabe last time he stepped up, well, he did what needed to be done to give the Glacier Range Riders the lead. Took a ball right on his left shoulder. That was a bases loaded hit by pitch and an RBI for Mccabe, the easy way to bring home the run that made it 3-2. 1 out here, runners on the corners. Wofford over at first, Miller at third. This one ripped to third. The throw for 1, the throw for 2, and it is a 5-4-3 double play. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Becerra-Lopez and the Voyagers. They keep this scoreline at just a 1-run lead for Glacier. It is going to be a tight finish here in Northwest Montana. Don't go anywhere. 3-2. We head to the top of the 8th. Biasello back out for his second full inning of work, third inning technically. And he will see 7, 8, 9 to Guzman as well as Polanco and Loera. Looks like it will be those three, at least right now. Don't see Polanco not warming up. I do see Polanco warming up. First pitch from Biasello is a goner. And Drew Sims clearly could care less about it as he just let it go by and said, well, you win some, you lose some. Got a new ball and didn't leave his crouch. 1-0 is the count to De Guzman. That one also misses. Count goes to 2-0. Biasello fires that one. That misses. Three and 0 now is the count. Top of the eighth, it's 3-2. De Guzman, good speed on him, so if he reaches base, you can expect maybe to see some fireworks in terms of what he can do on the bases. Called strike. I thought that one was further away than the last one that we saw, but they all work out in the end, don't they? 3-1 now, still a hitter's count for Chino De Guzman. One for two. Does have a single into right field. He swings and misses at that one. And a 3-0 has gone 3-2. The crowd behind Mike Biasello here. And clearly, that makes somewhat of a difference. Also, to me, it's just mind-blowing. After spending the last 3 nights in the Missoula Paddleheads Park, just mind-blowing how big this stadium looks. That one is called ball 4. And you see Biasello, you see his reaction there saying, what am I supposed to do? Here's the pitch. Yeah, it definitely drifted off. Drew Sims tried to frame it, but could not convince the umpire. As we will have a runner on first with no outs here, another leadoff walk. First pitch drops down a bunt. It's a good one down the first base line. No throw. And eventually McCabe does throw, but it was a perfect bunt from Lucas Polanco. Everybody's safe. De Guzman advances to second. Polanco gets into first safely. It's a bunt for hit, and we're going to get a pinch runner. And I believe that's Aaron Simmons, likely pinch running. So call it a bunt single down that first base line. Up comes Fernando Loera. Nick Hogan's going to come out and have a conversation. We're starting to get warm-ups in the bullpen right now. I cannot tell who that is in the bullpen. If I had to guess, looking down, I don't think that's Trenton Toplicar. Oh my goodness, what just happened to our screen there? Hope everybody's okay. That was weird. Could be John Natoli, Trenton Toplicar. Could be Yasner Laureano or Justin Coleman. Those are pretty much the options. There's not a lot of bullpen guys. No, it's not Nathan Thomas. All right, we got runners on first and second, top of the eighth, and clearly this is a sacrifice bunt situation, with this being a one-run game, 3-2, and at the plate, Loera, good speed, and he does square to bunt. He does drop it down, fielded and thrown to first, and it is safe over at first. Wow, They call it safe. Excuse me, he threw it over to third, and it was called safe over at third. Nick Hogan's out to argue. I got that clipped as a replay for you, so we'll get a chance to look at it. And we'll see how close it was. And this might be a situation where we see some fireworks from Nick Hogan if the umpires discuss and keep it as safe. Let's look at the full speed replay right here. See if we can see clearly what happened. Biasello ran to his right there, picked it up, threw it over to first. Ooh, it's close. It is close over there. Umpires are still discussing right now. You see, I don't know if the home plate umpire is going to say anything different than what the umpire on the base paths has. And if he did, then I would expect Tommy Thompson to lose his lid, because that's a huge situation that way. I'm going to play the slow-mo for you in a second if I get the chance, because I want to really be able to have some clear thought of that, because I think we got a good look over there. And Nick Hogan is coming out. Nick Hogan's taking steps. He's throwing his fist around. Nobody's reacting quite yet. They're letting him out as he is clearly voicing his displeasure. And Biasello, you see him reacting as well. And the home plate umpire is showing great restraint here, because I think Nick Hogan is essentially begging for him to toss him out at this point. And he's saying that's enough, and Nick Hogan's still going after it. Bases loaded, no outs. And Nick Hogan is still going after it. Infield will come in. I have that replay ready for you, but I'm going to wait because it's getting a little bit more dramatic here. First pitch up and near the head of the batter, Cal Bacchino. I don't know if they have a scouting report on him or something, where trying to throw him up and in and back him off the plate or something, but that is multiple times that we've seen pitches go up and into Bacchino. Bases loaded, no outs. It seems inevitable that a run could come across here, but if a defensive stand is made, I'll tell you what, this place will blow its top. Pitch misses up high, it's 2-0. I don't know if that's going to go down as a bunt. Yeah, it's going to go down as a bunt single. 2-0. Swing and a miss. And yeah, you can feel this crowd ready to prove the umpires wrong, essentially. I got to say, that was incredible restraint for the umpires to not eject Nick Hogan, especially from what we saw in a fairly similar situation a few weeks ago where the umpires seemed itching to eject Nick Hogan. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 2-2, and just getting one out here will make this place explode into a frenzy. Jake Malik on deck, Braden Daniel in the hole. The fear is not gone if Bacchino is dealt with, because there is two dangerous batters coming up. Swung on and missed. Bacchino comes up empty, and a critical out is made. Now Jake Malik comes up. Malik 0 for 3, and we might see the end of Biasello here as Nick Hogan will make the call to the pen. I think Biasello wanted a chance to get himself out of the jam. He's still frustrated with that call, but a standing ovation for Mike Biasello. What an outing it was from him. But like I said, still frustrated that he has possible runs against him, left on base, and probably still frustrated from that call that went against him. While we get the new pitcher warming up, who I believe is number 20, John Natoli. Yeah, it is number 20, John Natoli, so let me put that down real quick. Let's take another look at that call, which now seems even more crucial. And let's go slow-mo with it. So we knew the bunt was coming on first and second. No outs right here. Loera dropped down a great bunt. The problem is that he gave Biasello a decent chance to make the play over at first. Biasello runs off there. A little late to the switch, but you can see him throw. Ooh. Oh, my goodness. I got to look at that one again. That is so close over at first. It looks like the runner at third, which is de Guzman. It looks like he's going to be clearly safe, but the slide just takes a little bit longer than you expect. Let me try and slow it down for you. Ooh, you can't see with this angle. You cannot see. I mean, it's definitely not. If we had review where somebody was coming up here and looking at what I have, you cannot see if de Guzman's foot is in there behind Mccabe. And I'm sure you see Biasello there looking at that. Obviously, he's thinking, ooh, I mean, you do see the foot hit after that, and the ball was in his hand on the last place that I froze it there. Ugh. Man, let's take one more look before I kind of finish it up. I'm sorry to beat a dead horse here, but it clearly is a huge call. And ball's in the glove there, and I think the feet of de Guzman are still up. And you'll see when I press play here, you'll see that his feet will react to hitting the bag. So that's why I don't think it's hit the bag yet. As there you see it hits the bag and it comes up. All right, well, nothing we can do about it now. Another call that is just bang, bang, and goes against the Range Riders. Jake Malik now, bases loaded, and a chance against John Natoli. The middle infield is backed up. First pitch goes up high, grabbed by Drew Sims. Count goes to 1-0. Glacier technically with nothing to play for as they are eliminated from playoff contention. They're trying to play spoiler for the Great Falls Voyagers and, of course, give a record-breaking crowd here at Flathead Field something to see. 1-0. Misses low. Count goes to 2-0. Natoli in his rookie season just signed a little over a week ago out of Duke University, where he spent a grad year after 4 years at Cornell. I believe Cornell. 2-0 is a swing and a miss. Count goes to 2-1. Malik 0 for 3 tonight. 2 flyouts and a strikeout swinging. Also got plunked his first time up. You see how the infield's playing it right here. Corners are pinched in for a possible play at the plate, with the middle infield backed up, trying to possibly turn a double play if they get the chance for that. That one swung on. It's a foul ball. Count will go to 2-2. We're in the top of the 8th here, and there are still plenty of twists that could come in this contest. But this is a huge at-bat. Great Falls clinging to a chance at the playoffs. Maybe some of the members of the Billings Mustangs watching on and cheering for the Glacier Range Riders here, and John Natoli to come up with a big play. Swung on, hit over to second, fielded by Cash, and he'll have to eat it and throw to first base for out number 2. And the controversial call over at third base comes back to bite the Range Riders. De Guzman scores. It is a tie ball game. I didn't even think until just now when I said it about the possibility of some of the Billings Mustangs watching this. Foul ball. Maybe they're out enjoying their Labor Day night, but I think there's also a chance maybe that we're getting some tune-ins from some Mustangs, or at least coaching staff and maybe some front office members that realize with their big win today, their magic number falls to 5. Misses low, count goes to 1-1. Still runners on second and third in this 3-3 ball game here in the top of the 8th. At the plate is Braden Daniel. Exactly the guy you want at the plate if you're a Great Falls Voyager fan. Foul ball makes the count 1-2. The reason the Billings might be watching this contest so intently is because if Great Falls loses, that puts the magic number down to 4 by my calculations for the Billings Mustangs. Currently, it is at 5 after their win over Idaho Falls today. 1-2 misses up high. Count is even at 2-2. 2-2, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Loera at second. On first is the pinch runner, Aaron Simmons. Natoli fires, swung on to center field. Backing up is Mcconnell. Mcconnell gets to 1 foot on the warning track before making the catch for a crucial out number 3. The Voyagers tie up the game on the RBI ground out, but it stays tied 3-3. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be an exciting finish coming up at Flathead Field. Back here, first pitch is a called strike. Count goes to 0-1. Polanco returns. That was just a designated pinch hitter scenario where Aaron Simmons came in. This one hit out to right field, and it's going to one hop. Ben Mcconnell, a leadoff base hit. And just like that, Glacier Range Riders could be in trouble, or in business. Could be in business to make some trouble. With Ben Mcconnell, the speedster on first base. Drew Sims coming up. In this half inning, we're guaranteed to see Mcconnell, who we already saw, Sims, as well as Ryan Cole, who is on deck. What an inning we had last inning. I don't know how the Range Riders survived it without more damage. And I also don't know how Nick Hogan survived it staying in the dugout. That is by far the most animated and engaged that he's been with an umpire without getting tossed. Seen him do much less and get the toss. First pitch comes in to Drew Sims. It misses. Count goes to 1-0. The last time these two teams matched up 8 days ago, it was a walk-off in the bottom of the ninth by the man that's on deck right now, Ryan Cole. Glacier Range Riders would have no problem coming up with the same end result tonight. As the 1-0 will come in to the catcher, Drew Sims. A long stare from Becerra Lopez. And another step off and throw there. And the crowd here loving all the step offs and pickoffs of Ben Mcconnell over at first. And again, that one might have been Drew Sims, I think, that stepped out of the batter's box. But he's been waiting for about probably a total of a minute and a half to see just one pitch. Runner is going. The throw just barely caught by the second baseman, Loera, who is not in position to make that play. It's stolen base number 41 on the season for Ben Mcconnell. Pitch missed. It's 2-0. A go-ahead run on second base in the form of the lightning quick Ben Mcconnell. All the checks from the pitcher, Becerra Lopez, proved unhelpful. Pitch misses inside. It's 3-0 on Drew Sims. (3-0). Get me over pitch does that. Gets a strike on the board, but it's still 3-1. Ben Mcconnell, the franchise leader, the franchise record holder in runs scored, stands at second base. He scored 79 times this season. Looking for number 80 that could give the Range Riders back the lead. It'll be ball 4. Drew Sims works himself a walk on 5 pitches. And now Ryan Cole steps in. Cole 0 for 3 today. 2 strikeouts and a line out, but the man that walked off the Range Riders against the Voyagers will gladly take a righty-lefty matchup. And Nick Hogan's going to call time to have a quick conversation with the Notre Dame graduate. Talked a little bit about college football. Ryan Cole and his alma mater, as we are going to get a pinch runner over at first base. It's Austin Bates coming in for Drew Sims. The reason here is just to keep away the possibility of a double play ball, and I assume it's just a courtesy runner. We'll likely see Sims come out, or will come back out to catch the 9th inning, unless whoever pitches maybe would rather have Austin Bates behind the plate, but usually it's given to one catcher for the entirety of the game, so likely it is the Range Riders starter, Drew Sims' game to finish up. I believe it's going to be that courtesy runner that we just saw in that last half inning with Polanco. And now, Tommy Thompson wanted to wait it all down. And with 1 second on the play clock, it's as I continue to pipe some football language in here. With 1 second on the play clock, Tommy Thompson calls timeout, and he's going to change his mind and bring in a new pitcher. No wiggle room for Tommy Thompson and the Voyagers. They are fighting off a potential fatal blow to their, not fatal, but near fatal blow to their playoff hopes if they drop this contest with Billings winning across the state. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Runners on first and second, no outs, a big at-bat coming up from Ryan Cole versus, I think, Montana Quigley. Ladies and gentlemen, let me set the scene for you. It is the bottom of the 8th. It is a 3-3 golf ball game between the Voyagers and the Glacier Range Riders. Ben Mcconnell is on second. Austin Bates is on first for Glacier. At the plate is Ryan Cole. He's 0 for 3 tonight, and he's seeing the new pitcher in the form of the best closer in the league, Montana Quigley. Corners pinched in right now for an expected sacrifice bunt from Ryan Cole. Steps off, does Montana Quigley. Looking Ben Mcconnell back to second base. Ryan Cole, as of now, has not squared to bunt yet. But again, corner's pinched in, and he squares to bunt, and he pulls back as the pitch misses high. Count goes to 1-0, and that's obviously kind of the first thing you want to do as a pitcher. If you think you're going to sacrifice bunt, try and pitch it high, see if you can get something to pop up into the sky. So he came with some mustard up high, but it missed a little too far upstairs. 1-0 now. Squares to bunt, and it drops it foul down the first base line. Count goes to 1-1. Ryan Cole, so experienced, 5-year career at Notre Dame. Signed with the Range Riders mid-summer. And has been a welcome addition to this squad ever since his appearance in the rifle green and red. 1-1. Deeb over at first base is practically on top of Ryan Cole. This one is put right down into the dirt, immediately called foul as I think it hit home plate. And now Ryan Cole will have to swing away. Count goes to 1-2. Montana Quigley, I mentioned, he's the best closer in the league, and let me give you some stats to back that up. This is his 37th appearance, which is an incredible amount of games played. 3.95 ERA, 43 1/3 innings pitched. He has 37-10 in the strikeout ratio. A foul ball keeps Ryan Cole alive. Ben Mcconnell on second. Austin Bates on first. 1-2, no outs. Misses in the dirt. Good eye from Ryan Cole. Count is even up at 2-2. Montana Quigley, he has 12 saves to his name this year. But Tommy Thompson's shown he has no problem bringing Montana Quigley on in a situation that is not a save. Any game that they want to win, they try and close it out with this guy. Swung on and missed.
Number 23, the shortstop.
Mason Dennison now comes in, and I'll tell you, this game matters just as much to Billings as it does to Great Falls. And for a former Billings Mustang, who probably has a fair amount of numbers in his phone from Mustang teammates, if he was able to come up with a big hit here, I'm sure there would be some appreciative text messages waiting for him after this contest. What can the former Billings Mustang do here? With 2 on and 1 out. First pitch misses the zone. Not by much, not by much. Count goes to 1-0. Ben Mcconnell on second base. If he is able to get a good get off from second, there's nobody stopping him from turning the corner and heading home. 1-0 with 1 out. Quigley, a glance at McConnell, then fires. Swung on, fouled back. Montana Quigley, like I said, I don't think there's another pitcher in the league that has anything close to the argument that Quigley has to claim an award for the best relief pitcher in this league. Or the best closer, at least. Maybe you could make some argument for quote-unquote relief pitchers. 1-1. Swung on and missed. This is what Quigley does so well. Comes in and strangles the competition. Can he get another strikeout and take away a major opportunity for Glacier to score a go-ahead run? 1-2 with 1 out. Swung on, makes some contact. It's going to get through. Green light for Ben Mcconnell. There will be no throw home. The Glacier Range Riders take a 4-3 lead to an eruption at Flathead Field. Mason Dennison comes up clutch. Just enough on that ball to get it beyond Fernando Loera. Also, Austin Bates, as you can see, made it all the way to third on that one. And now Ryan Cash, a rare 0 for night for him, was the recipient of the call that maybe didn't go his way when he looked to have beat out a slow roller to short. Now can come in and add to this lead with a runner on third. Mason Dennison's running. There will be no throw from Polanco. It's a stolen base from Mason Dennison. That's huge because it takes away an opportunity at a sacrifice or at a double play. It was a called strike. Stolen base for Mason Dennison, and like I said, I'll tell you what, if there's any Billings, oh, we're going to get an intentional walk here. We are going to get an intentional walk. This is highly strategic ball right now from Tommy Thompson, who is not going to mess with the leader in batting average for the Glacier Range Riders. He'll take his chances with Brant Broussard. 269 batting average for Broussard, 3 home runs, 36 RBIs instead of the 333 that Ryan Cash is batting. But Brant Broussard's having a better night than Mr. Cash, as Brant Broussard has 2 singles. Ground ball that made its way into center field and a ground ball that made its way into right field. The infield's going to play in. All plays will be at the plate right here. Wow. Obviously, Billings fans wait for this game to go final. But if it does, right now the key hit belongs to a former kid in the Billings Red, Mason Dennison. What a clutch situation for him to come through to help the Range Riders here in front of the Flathead faithful, but also help Billings possibly etch their magic number down from 6 where it started the night to 4 where it could end. Another ball misses. Count goes to 2-0. What a grinded out pitcher's duel here at Flathead Field. Four to 3 is our score here, bottom of the 8th. Bases loaded. The 2-0 gets by. Run going home. Run will score. What will that be scored as? Will it be a wild pitch or a passed ball? We will see. But it is an Austin Bates run across, and it is 5-3 in favor of the Glacier Range Riders. 3-0 here. Will they just intentionally walk Brant Broussard again? Or, I mean, the same way they did with Ryan Cash. The infield is still in. No force at home now, and you got speedy Mason Dennison on third. 3-0. Ball 4. Montana Quigley, a 4-pitch walk. And it is a passed ball as Dean Miller comes up with the bases loaded. Dean Miller, a home run already tonight, a 2-run shot that tied the score at 2 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We're going to get Nick Hogan to come out and have a conversation with the home plate umpire. Don't know exactly what he's saying. He is going to have a pinch hitter, or pinch runner come in for Brant Broussard. It's a little bit weird.
Your attention, please.
A little bit weird that, I mean, maybe he's putting Noah Marcello into the outfield. And Noah Marcello maybe a little bit faster than Brant Broussard. I don't know. Never seen them race straight up. But Broussard's not short on speed, but he's going to go with Marcello. And that means either Bates or Marcello will stay in the game because you only get one of those courtesy runners. 1 out. First pitch into Dean Miller. Swings and right up the middle. 1 run. Green light for Cash. Cash is coming home, and Cash will score. Dean Miller, a 2 RBI single. The Range Riders now up 7-3. Off the bat of Miller at 103 miles per hour, and that gunshot is felt right through the heart of the Great Falls fans listening at home. Maybe the blow in this ball game that makes the difference. Marcello made his way all the way around to third, and Tommy Thompson brings in Mr. Reliable Montana Quigley, and for a rare time this season, the cards have not fallen for the right-handed closer. Dean Miller is running, and now he's caught in a pickle. We're going to see him make a run out of it. The run home, and the run will score. Dean Miller sacrifices himself. Marcello scores. It's 8-3. I'll tell you what, that'll do. That will do, and the crowd here at Flathead Field recognize Miller, the smart base running, knowing you can either fall in the grenade right there and let yourself get tagged out, or if you buy some time, you force the defense to choose between going after you or going after Marcello, and Marcello said, well, if you're going to take out Miller, I'll just score the 8th run of the ball game. It has been an explosion of 5 runs here in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch swinging from Brody Wofford. He comes up empty. Count goes to 0-1. That one swung on, and that one's ripped into left field. Brody Wofford, he ain't going to get on his high horse to try and push that into a double. He'll gladly take a single. I believe that goes down as a steal of home. It might. I don't have anything else that they're allowing me to put it down as, because it's not an error, and it's, we'll see. We'll see officially what that goes down as. It might just go into an advanced, yeah, it's kind of an advance on a throw technically, but Marcelo scores nonetheless, and now Brody Wofford reaches first on the single into left field, and the Range Riders try and pour it on a little bit more, but a first pitch strike into Eddie Mccabe. What an environment this is in early September. Swung on right to first, and Deeb will field and tap first to end the inning. But after the chips fall the wrong way in the top of the eighth, everything seems to go right in the bottom half of the inning. The Range Riders enter with a tied score. They exit up 8-3. We head to the ninth. Range Riders looking to finish it off. Nathan Thomas comes in with a man with a chance to close out a victory. The last time the Glacier Range Riders had a lead going into the ninth inning, or going into their defensive part of the ninth inning, it was a week ago tonight when nightmares turned into reality, and the Glacier Range Riders allowed 7 runs in the bottom of the ninth against the red-hot offense of the Missoula Paddleheads. That was against closing pitcher Justin Coleman, but the other closing pitcher, Nathan Thomas, now coming in trying to erase that from the mindset and turn it into a win here in front of the Flathead faithful. Coming in at 10:30 local time here on a Monday night where so many faithful fans have shown out to cheer on the Glacier Range Riders in their third to last game of the season. Swung on, it's a broken bat to Mason Dennison at short. He fields, he throws, and it's in time to first base for out number 1. That bat is long gone. What a game it's been here from Flathead Field. Everybody here sticking around to see this one through. Up comes Michael Deeb now. 1 for 3 tonight is Michael Deeb. First pitch, it's up high. Count goes to 1-0. Deeb doubled into deep left field his last time up. Range Riders out hitting Great Falls 12-7. This one swung on, and it's going to give a lifeline to the Great Falls Voyagers. A base hit into shallow center field. Michael Deeb goes to 2 for 4 on the night. And now Charlie Hesse will come in. Hesse today 1 for 4 is the former North Dakota State Bison. That Bison squad, the defending national champions in the sport of football. Powerhouse program out there in North Dakota. And they have a decent baseball program as well. There's actually a former CMR quarterback. I forget his name. I'm blanking his name right now. A Great Falls Voyager fan might know it out there, but a former quarterback that played at Charles M. Russell High School as a rustler out there. Rustler, not a wrestler. Maybe he wrestled, but he was a baseball player, and then he went to North Dakota State and played his college baseball there. And now a different Bison has come to call Great Falls home, at least for the season, in the form of Charlie Hesse, and can he keep this inning alive here in the top of the 9th? A ground ball could end it. Double play easily could write the end of this game as the crowd doing all they can. 1-1. Breaking ball misses up high. Count goes to 2-1. On deck is De Guzman. Polanco's in the hole. Loera, the number 9 batter, also waits in the bows. It is 8-3 here in the top of the 9th. Ball misses low and inside. Count goes to 3-1. It'll be ball 4. Runners on first and second now here in the top of the 9th. Christopher De Guzman steps up. De Guzman 1 for 2. And right away, Mike Spears is going to come out and have a conversation with Nate Thomas. Nate Thomas is the one who inherited a 3-run lead in the top of the 9th on not last Friday, but about 10 days ago Friday. And Nate Thomas walked 3 runners aboard and then allowed a bases-clearing 3 RBI triple from Braden Daniel that sent us to a knockout round. And Mike Spears making sure to be ahead of it. Just come out, calm his pitcher down, and as nobody's warming up in the bullpen, looks like it will be Nathan Thomas's game no matter what here. And like I said, with 2 runners on, it very well could be ended with 1 swing of the bat. Deeb on second, Hesse on first. Polanco waits on deck. De Guzman is at the plate. Pitch misses inside. Count goes to 1-0. Look at situations for a possible pinch hitter. Will Olson maybe is an option. Colin Runge, if he's waiting on the bench there, you got to think they could pull him out as well. Count goes to 2-0 as that one misses. Also, Chris Monroe, he's a powerful hitter waiting in the bows as well. I don't know what the situation is with those guys. Maybe they're kind of not options. Maybe they are. Swung on, a foul ball. Count goes to 2-1. Deeb on second, Hesse on first. Glacier won't care about them all that much. It's a 5-run lead. But they would love to get the monkey off their back that they have been feeling with this 6-game losing streak coming into this contest. Called strike. Great pitch that found the inside corner. It got a flinch out of De Guzman, but it just caught the black. Count is 2-2 now on De Guzman. Two, 1 out. The pitch. Swung on, over to first, fielded by the first baseman, Wofford. He throws to short, get the force out. And a smart play by Wofford. They were trying to possibly go 3-6-3 double play, but De Guzman too much speed, and he beats it out. But a fielder's choice 3-6 gets the Great Falls Voyagers down to their final out. Billings watching from home, recognizing a loss here is huge for their playoff aspirations. They have a 3-game lead on Idaho Falls as it stands and a 3.5-game lead on Great Falls. That goes to 4 if the final out is made before 5 runs get across. Polanco will see the first pitch miss low and inside. Count goes to 1-0. Misses low. Count goes to 2-0 now. Polanco is 1 for 3 tonight. He was the one that dropped down a sacrifice bunt and dropped it down perfectly to be able to reach on it. And it was the next play where Fernando Loera dropped down that bunt where the throw was made to third and controversy erupted as this one is hit. Over to Cash. Cash fields. Cash throws. It's out. Number 3 and number 27 on the night. The Range Riders emerge victorious in front of a record-breaking Monday night crowd at Flathead Field.
The final score for this game is the visiting Great Falls Voyagers 3 and your Glacier Range Riders 8. Thank you for joining us.
This game started off fairly slowly, like two boxers kind of feeling each other out, walking around the ring, throwing a couple small jabs here and there. We saw 2 runs from Great Falls in the top of the 3rd, and then the Range Riders, boom, they had the first big pop with a 2-run blast from Dean Miller in the bottom of the 3rd. They found a way to take a lead in the bottom of the 5th, and then we hit the top of the 8th where flailing arms seem to start to find their way around. It was runners on first and second with no outs. A bunt drop down by Loera, called safe over at third on an attempted fielder's choice. The crowd didn't like the call. Nick Hogan didn't like the call. Somehow avoided not being thrown out of the game. And the next thing you know, a run comes across, and the Range Riders come back in the bottom of the 8th with a vengeance. Clearly, not 1 run was good enough for them. Not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th. And when that happened, well, the only option was to close it off in the top of the ninth and finish off this big win. Glacier Range Riders move their overall record to 36-53 on the season. The Great Falls Voyagers fall to 45-44. That puts them 4 games back of Billings for the crucial wild card spot, and it puts their tragic number at 4. In theory, the Great Falls Voyagers could be eliminated here at Flathead Field by Wednesday night, and that is if Billings wins both of their games the next 2 nights and Great Falls loses to the Glacier Range Riders each of the next 2 nights. We're still a far ways from that, but it is a possibility worth mentioning. Let's talk about the game at hand. It was a incredibly solid afternoon from all these range riders. Noah Barros started off and allowed 2 earned runs in 5 innings of work, just 3 hits against him, 4 strikeouts and 6 walks. Could have been better, but he knows that, and he'll take the 5 innings pitched and, the possibility to get himself another win, which is how it stood when he came out. Instead, obviously the lead went to the Glacier Range Riders, and the stats all kind of jacked up here. The lead was evaporated, went to 3-3. John Natoli came in. He's going to get credit for the save, or for the win. And then Nathan Thomas finished it off. You got to also tip your cap to Mike Biasello, who pitched a couple really good innings of work. And obviously kind of all went for naught because of that call that went against him, and he ended up getting an earned run against him. But you really got to shout out what he did coming in and coming up clutch, especially when he inherited runners on first and second and 1 out in the 6th inning and helped out his buddy Kenny Stewart. On the other side, Matt Thomas, 7 hits against him, but only 3 earned runs in 4 1/3 innings. Brad Demko came on, got 2/3 of an inning, did not allow an earned run. Brett Loera, 1 1/3 inning for him. Anthony Becerra Lopez, 2/3 of an innings for him and 1 earned run. As right there. It says 1 earned run, but 2 runs total against Becerra Lopez, but there's no errors on any side. So that's going to have to be figured out. I don't know why this says that. And then Montana Quigley, one of the worst outings of his season, really. 1 inning pitched, but 3 earned runs against him. On the offensive side of the ball, who stuck out? Well, a lot of different range riders found their way to sticking out. On the other side, Michael Deeb was the only multi-hit Voyager. Brant Broussard was 2 for 4 and had 2 runs scored. Dean Miller, 3 for 4 with 4 RBI and a run scored. And obviously the game difference-making play was from Mr. Mason Dennison, who came on and got that crucial RBI that ended up giving the Range Riders the victory. And, yeah, it's a heck of a contest. Ben Mcconnell, also a multi-hit night. He went 2 for 4 on the day. All right, well, I think that gave a pretty good summary of what happened. You can check out the Glacier Range Riders website a little bit later for more of, post-game interview on the social media. I believe Dean Miller is going to be the subject for that. A big home run and obviously the 2 RBI hit for him today. And you can also check out the website, GlucoRangeRiders.com, to get a post-game story when I get to it, which will probably be up there in about an hour or so. It's going to be a late night for me tonight because this game finishes at 10:43. Thank you for taking your time, ladies and gentlemen out there on the field. We love it. This is what we're here for. Lots of fun at Flathead Field. Thank you so much for those of you tuning in across the country, across the world, wherever you may be listening from. 2 games remaining tomorrow at 7:05 and Wednesday at 7:05 here at Flathead Field. I hope for most of this broadcast that it was somewhat viewable and entertaining. And obviously, for the Great Falls fans listening, not the result they wanted, but it still should be, as these 2 teams have showed, they played some great games this year, and it is far from boring when these 2 teams match up. So we hope to see you tomorrow on the broadcast or in the stadium the first 200 fans to come to the stadium will receive a free pennant. So if you want a free pennant, then make sure to get yourself down to the stadium and be here early. We had a line waiting at gates open this morning, and it was pretty awesome to see that out here. My name is Scott Gladstone. Once again, it is, as always, my pleasure to bring you Glacier Range Riders baseball from the most beautiful place in America. Please have a great rest of your night, or maybe your morning if you're on the East Coast. Happy Tuesday to you. And please stay safe out there.